port, we can draw the goblins to another area.
I forgot about
We could.
Because, like, Bosch
Wait.
is still invisible.
Wait, just have them carry the head like off into that direction.
my
Just have them chase the head floating. Oh my god! Wait, let's do it. That's so good. That's so good.
Can you do some sort of ventriloquism thing where the head's like, whoever catches me is king?
I don't have magic
No.
mouth. I don't have magic
Oh,
mouth. If I did,
that'd
yes.
be awesome.
And that would have been hilarious.
Unfortunately, it'd be in goblin, so it'd be something even worse than, love your goat long time.
Love your goat long time! Just like screaming down.
What do you say?
I don't know. Why is the king's head floating?
Let's go find some goats.
It's weird. I'm not into that. Just like,
Why do they want? Why do they want goats? I don't know. You just go get goats, man. Come on.
King's talking head. You're a man.
The king said get goats, so we get fucking goats.
So I had a job interview on Saturday, and
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lost Mine of Fandelver. I am the DM, and with me are my wonderful players. Hello, everybody. Oh, that's good. Yeah, so welcome to the stream. Just very quick announcements before we get moving forward. I wanted to thank everybody who joined us on Monday for the Monster Hearts 2 game, Welcome to Whisperbank. It went extremely well. There were some, some technical difficulties here and there, but that, streamer issues, streamer problems. These things always happen. But outside of that, we had a great game. A lot of people engaged. Oh my God, it was so much fun. The next session is going to be on May 17th, 7:30 p.m. on Monday also. So if you have the opportunity to check us out, please do so, because that was a lot of fun. Teenagers who are monsters. Who doesn't love that drama? Additionally, we do have, for those who don't recall, we do have our merch store is now open, and the merch that we have there currently are the actual characters from the Monster Hearts 2 game. So there are t-shirts, there are mugs, there's a hoodie, I believe, and the amazing character artwork was done by Isaiah Roa. So please, by all means, check that out if you get the chance. We are continuing to move forward on our goals, and we're inching closer and closer. So thank you for everybody for your support and everybody who continues to watch and support us in that way. Once again, please, as always, definitely, my wonderful players all have their individual projects that they're doing. Please support all their projects. We have all of that information that comes up during our break. So you'll know where to go, where to follow, where to subscribe, all of those good things, all during the break. Please support them, because I'm doing my best to support all of the stuff that they do, because they gave me the wonderful opportunity to actually run this game for them. So I want to do everything I can to kind of uplift and support all of their projects. So please do that if you can. Brand new, just a very quick thing for Unconventional Heroes, which is Julia and Jean's baby over there on their channel. Coming up soon, at the end of May 25th to be exact, they will be running, Jean will be DMing the actual Lost Legacy game. It's a game that him and his brother Reddy wrote. And I actually am going to be playing. I'm not DMing a game. I actually get to play. It's fucking awesome. So along with a number of great players, Julia is one of the players as well. Rennie, Jean's brother, is a player, and there's a couple of other folks there. Amazing people, amazing players. Please, by all means, if you get the chance, that's going to be on Tuesday, May 25th. Please check that out. That's going to be Unconventional Heroes, and you'll see the information for Unconventional Heroes during the break as well. But yeah, if you get a chance, like if you're not getting enough D&D here, like you gotta go check that out too. All right, please. And once again, Matt is continuing to do World of Aspire, which is their new channel. You can see them aspiring_adventures. That's on twitch.tv, aspiring_adventures. And please follow and support if you get a chance on that channel as well. And last but not least, of course, John and the Tale of Left Hand. I'm gonna keep saying this. If you haven't purchased the book and listened to the audio, what are you doing with your life? Like seriously, like just fix that problem like right now, okay? Because amazing story, amazing voice work, and it's all John. Like it's just all him. So if you love him here as Drovar, with the badass tattoos and beheading dragons and shit, I mean, you're gonna love Tales of the Left Hand. So please rectify that if you haven't already. Yeah, and with that, I think we will actually get started in the game. All right, so last we left off, you had actually just finished a daring rescue of Gundren Rockseeker, bypassing a good portion of Castle Cragmaw and just circumventing a number of places and actual line of sights to certain areas. Only your pet there, Gorple, your beast companion, was the only thing that was actually seen during your fortunately lucky stealthy rolls around the perimeter of the castle. And you found a secret entrance. And upon gaining entrance to the castle, the only resistance that you ran into were 2 hobgoblins, which were quickly dispatched. Once dispatching those hobgoblins, you found, after interrogating one of them, that the actual place where Gundren was being held and where King Groll, the leader of this band of goblinoids here in the castle, was right behind you. You made your way to the doorway that was indicated. Bocek broke the door down, using it as a shield, and you all rushed the room, whereupon you found a female drow and this massive bugbear with this horn just protruding out of his forehead. It looked infected. There was just like pus and pustules just around it. It was disgusting. Along with what looked like a pet wolf. You began to do battle. During the course of this battle, Basha was able to revive Gundren, who was beaten within an inch of his life. Upon bringing him back to consciousness and getting him out of harm's way, you all eventually did defeat every single opponent in that room, but not before the loud howling and alien scream, death wail of the drow that was dispatched by Gorple. And as we left off, you all began to hear what sounded like shouts and yells in the distance from the other rooms, before you got a chance to take in exactly what you have accomplished here. So as of right now, Gundren is kind of standing in the corner. His one eye is kind of still swollen shut. The other is partially open thanks to the good berry that Basha fed him. You're all just kind of standing around waiting, everything is just finished. You had just defeated these individuals, and you can hear the noises coming from the now broken open doorway. The door itself is laying in the middle of the room on the floor, actually cut in half, as King Groll actually did bash it at one point, trying to get it out of Bocek's hands. So at this moment in time, you're not sure how long it's going to take before anybody gets here. What would you like to do?
All right,
Time to go.
Gundren, can you fight? Are you competent?
He kind of like looks down, and you can see his knuckles and fingers look broken and bruised, and he's gripping the dagger that Basha gave him, but it looks painful. He goes, "I'll fucking do what I can, but we can't leave here without that map. It's somewhere here.
Can you run? The question is, can you run?
I'll fucking bloody well crawl out if you ever have to."
All right.
Basha's gonna pick up the health potion, even though she's still invisible, and be like, "Drink this, please drink it," and hold it out.
Also,
It's Basha. I'm right in front of you. I know you can't see me.
He's like, "Oh, all right."
Bocek, do you want to check
look
that
at-
room to
so-
your side? Sorry.
Yeah, we've
Oh.
got three. So we've got 3 bodies. One is the wolf, and then we've got the bugbear and the drow.
Right.
Okay.
The drow actually fell over the actual brazier, and you can actually you're starting to hear the sizzling of the flesh of
Oh, no.
the drow as it
All right.
begins to burn.
All right. I will say it's like, okay, you check there. I kick the drow off of the brazier because if the drow's got the map, or whatever else, or any other clues, we want to keep them from burning up. So, I'll just go up, check the door, see if you can tell how much time we got, and I will search the corpse of the drow for shinies and papers.
Okay. So Bocek, I need you to roll me investigation for that room you're going into. Drovar, an investigation check on the drow. Who else is doing what?
I want to check the body of the king guy.
Okay, investigation check for you.
I'm gonna quickly hand Gundren my turtle shell shield and a short sword.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna head out the door to kind of peek if people are coming.
Okay, so perception check for you, Gorple. All right, so Bocek, what did you get looking into that room?
8.
8. All right, so you go into the room, and you can see what looks like dried blood all over the floor. Your best guess is this is probably either where they beat Gundren and left him here, for a while, or they were cutting up meat in here. Like, it's just blood all over the floor. You can see that the back wall is similarly crumbled. It's still about 15 feet high, maybe a little shorter than the actual wall that is not partially destroyed, but it is still high. But you can see this, like, it's crumbled, and it's just debris more than it is a wall. But that's pretty much what you find in that room. Basha, what did you get?
18.
18. You begin to check his body, looking around. He doesn't have, the armor he has on looks like cobbled together, like studded leathers, along with pieces of bone. And it, just like, you're not sure, but it looks like the bone of animals, just kind of pieced together, bolted onto pieces of the leather to make it stronger. This bugbear, you're not sure what's wrong with this bugbear, but it is unlike any bugbear you've seen thus far. It is that the hair, it's almost like mange on a dog a little bit, where the hair is kind of like where there should be hair on the face and on the body, there's just patches gone. And where the skin is actually, you can see the skin, it just seems like there's just pustules and craggy. And that horn is just disconcerting because it looks like actual bone. Yeah, and it's just, and maybe you're not sure, if this condition is what actually has made him larger than the other bugbears you've seen and more disgusting. He is carrying that large morning star, and which is basically a club with these massive iron spikes just sticking out of it. And the shield itself looks like the skull of some large creature.
Yeah, she's definitely using prestidigitation on her own hands as she's like handling him. Like, I don't like this. Does anyone want big, spiky club thing, mace, whatever you call it? I don't know. I don't fight. And does anyone want this shield? It looks like a skull. Bocek, you want shield?
Bocek not like shield.
Okay, never mind then. What do you use? Door. All right, fine.
As you're kind of like rummaging around, and you're kind of like, kind of kneeling down, and you're looking around. Again, all of you are starting to hear like noises and voices in the distance. You turn and you can see right where Bocek actually went into the room, there looks like some kind of like bed, like on the ground, like a mattress or sleeping, just kind of like sleeping materials. And you head over there, and clearly from just like the dried blood and just viscera that's on this bed, you get the impression that it probably was King Gral's bed. And you can see like jammed underneath there is a pouch.
I will pull that out, avoiding the viscera to the best of my ability.
Yeah, it's mostly dry, but as you pull this the pouch out, it's stitched closed, but you can easily kind of like just start pulling the stitching off of it, and as you pull it open, There are 3 healing potions, and 160 electrum pieces.
That was 3 healing potions and 160 electrum pieces.
Right.
Perfect.
Drovar, what did you get?
An 11.
11. Okay. So the first thing you do is as you head over is you can now start to smell burning flesh as the brazier is actually starting to cook the body. You kind of like huck the body off of the brazier to kind of stop that process. And as you do, as you turn it off of the brazier and it just kind of falls to the ground, what you see is not what you saw a few moments ago. You saw Gwarple make the finishing blow on this drow, but laying before you now is not a drow. You can see the skin actually starting to change color to this silverish gray blue color. The muscles actually, and the clothing itself just begins to meld into the flesh until the creature laying before you, still burned in the chest area and still bearing the marks of the fight, it is completely nude, is without clothing. The muscles look like cord, like very tense cord. The skin pulled very taut over the muscles, so you can see every piece of the tendons and musculature of this creature. It has no sex organs at all to speak of. The clothing, again, completely gone, but the most disconcerting thing is its face. It has no mouth. The nose is slightly recessed to a very, very small point with 2 tiny nostrils. And the eyes, there are no eyelids. There are just these orange orbs in 2 sockets where the eyes should be. And it is just dead and in this form now that is completely different than what you saw a few moments ago. There is nothing, and as you start looking to see if there's no pouches, there's no weapons, and you recall that the drow had no weapons to speak of.
Right, yeah. And it was bleeding oddly. I remember that too. You mentioned like we'd cut it, and when the blood spattered on the floor, it wasn't red. It was like an odd color. So I knew something was up. I thought it was something similar to what was going on with Grawl. Maybe it is. Like, what the fuck is this? You know, Basha's, she's gone into the other room at the moment, I figure, because we're both like, she was looking at the bugbear, and now she's gone to check out that.
You don't even know where I am.
Yeah, I look up, it's like, all right, somebody else come here and take a look at this thing.
I'll look up from where I am checking the
I kind of
stepping it away.
I kind of put the blade of my axe like under its head to prop it up without touching it. So it's like, hey, what's this?
Basha's gonna kind of creep over, and so next thing you know, you just hear Basha's voice right next to you with no warning. She's like,
"Oh, right, because I don't. Yeah, because you're still invisible. Are you here? Ah! Oh, you're here. Okay.
It's me. It's not the ghost. It's fine. What do you want me to roll? To do Arcana, history? I don't even know.
I will say this would be an Arcana check.
Okay. Rolled really crappy, so let's see how I did. That is okay, it's actually a 13, so
13? Okay.
6, so that's not bad.
Yeah, you've heard of these creatures through books. You don't know anyone who has actually met one of these creatures face to face. They are doppelgangers. They are creatures without a form or shape of their own, and are able to shapeshift into not just medium-sized creatures, but small creatures as well, and take on mannerisms and things of that nature. They are also able to read surface thoughts as well.
Oh no, this is creature that can like take forms of other things. Doppelganger. It can shapeshift into anyone. It can look like you or me, and it reads your surface thoughts. They're terrifying. I've never seen one in person. This is fascinating. But we don't have time for this. We need to leave.
No. Do your wizard friends want any of it? Is it?
I wonder if that would be magical artifact. No. Although that horn might be good. Bocek, rip the horn off of the head of that thing if you think we should take it.
Well, no. Let's
Okay.
just. I mean, I'm taking the head of the doppelganger. It's just like, okay, I'm putting that in a bag because I've never seen one before, and head taking seems to be a theme with him at this point. So he's like, all right, takes that. Someone might buy it. Drop it in the bag. So I got that.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to take you about a minute or so to kind of hack it off. It's actually, the neck itself is very, very thin. While it is muscular, it is very, very thin. So it's very alien like, and now, you know, all of that, the blood color, the very strange death wail it made now makes sense now that you can actually see this creature in its original form.
All right, but if that wasn't Black Spider, that means Black Spider is still out there. Or maybe that was Black Spider. I don't know. I don't have time to think about this.
I mean, I was trying to check to see if he was carrying anything, but all of even the boots and the clothes were just his skin. All right, skin. Ugh.
Gundarin, where did they leave your things when they brought you here? Where did they take your things to?
I don't know, but it's either one of two places. When I was kind of in and out in between the beatings, but it's either in Grohl kept talking about his treasure room, or his priest has it. So I don't know where that is.
Well, I was thinking we would
He's
run.
probably still kicking. He's probably out there somewhere.
So
I was thinking we would just
Let's
run.
see if we can.
Yeah, we might have to search then. If his things are here, we need those.
that we
things.
cannot live without without the map, because it can't be falling into anybody else's hands. I'm not leaving without it.
We know someone who apparently knows where the mine is, but you know, not to worry about it. But I think we can get a guide to get us there later if we can't find the map. So we're not completely screwed if we don't have it.
Still can't leave it here. It'll fall into the wrong hands.
Well, if we all get killed in this room before we can cut ourselves out, then it's kind of a moot point. And he's like, calls out, Gorp, any sign of him?
Yeah.
I got a 13 perception, and Knack got a 14.
14. Okay, so between the two of you, you're gonna get company and pretty soon. The voices you can hear running, you can hear doors opening. And considering where you're at and how thick the walls are, the fact that you can hear that is pretty much telling your ranger senses that they're pretty close. You're about to have company within the next 15 to 30 seconds.
Can I figure out which direction I think they're coming from?
They sound like they're coming from two different directions. One, the way Knack is actually reacting, you can tell one of the directions is the way Knack is facing. The other direction, you're not entirely sure.
All right, guys, they're coming from where we killed those hobgoblins. Bocek, grab that table so we can bar this door shut so that they're only coming at us from one direction.
Okay.
Forget the horn. Never mind. We'll worry about that later.
Well, I got an idea. I tried this last time, and I'll take Grohl's head and just pick it up by the horn because it's a nice, convenient handle. It's like, all right, we'll see if they'll fight over this instead of us. Let's. So I will. So from what Gorple is saying, so we're thinking they're coming from behind the curtain where Gorple is standing now on the map. But are they also coming from like this round room that leads outside? And there's that curtain there that we did not go through. Is that the other? You're not sure. You know, the only way you know for sure that they're coming is the way where Gorple is standing currently right now. Okay. But Gorple was able to hear multiple voices in different directions. Yeah. Okay. I like call to the group and say, I think if they come, we don't want to get cut off. This way, the exit's to our backs. So I say we assemble here, and you can seal the door, but when we're on the other side of it.
All right, let's just multiple angles of attack is my worry.
I'm afraid of that too. We want the bottlenecked.
Right. That's why that's why Drovar suggesting we back up to the room he's in, because then if they come in, they're not. We can still get out.
Okay. All right.
But if we make a stand in another room, then we have to cut our way through one way or the other.
All right, that's fine. Let's get to
DM, can I climb up on this rubble? To try and get up higher, so I have like a higher place to.
You could you can get up about 10 feet, like right about here. But any higher than that, you'll have to make a climb check.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. I'm just gonna go so I can see angles and shoot from far away.
Right, because you're still invisible. So my suggestion would be that we use that door and try to block things. Where's that little? Block this door on this side, move the barrels as some of the barrels here in front of this curtain, leave Grall's head right in the middle of the floor, and beat feet north and just get out. So they have to get through a couple of obstacles, and then we start backing up.
I think Gundren's he's not leaving until he gets that map.
Okay, so
but
we have to stay.
We don't have, just because we leave the place doesn't mean And Drover's like, getting back into the accent, it's like, just because we run doesn't mean we can't come back. But if we die in here, we're screwed. We'll never, that's it.
It's a good plan, but we only have 10 seconds. Get ready, and I start pulling out my crossbow.
All right.
Then if we're holding, it's this room or nothing. This is the best choice.
All right. So you said you're gonna put the head down.
Yeah, I'll put it in. Yeah, so I'll just kind of like, if we're kind of waiting for things to start coming in, I'm going to put it right here. So it's the first thing folks see.
Okay.
And
where do you want where do you put Gundren where you want him to be?
Probably back here, because he's not in good health.
But he has a shield and a short sword.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, Drovar will ask, because you didn't say. Did you find anything in the treasure room? Which room was that? Was that
a treasure room?
Well,
what treasure room?
Is what room? That room up there with the bed or whatever.
No, the bed was in the same room. It's just in the corner.
Yes, no, back room looked like torture room.
Oh, unless that's his treasure. But
all right, so we haven't found either of the two places where the map might be. All right. Well, I say if we're coming, we hold him from here. Maybe Gundren can watch the back to let us know if anything starts coming around the outside. But we'll start with here and start backing out if we have to.
If we are expecting this to be a long fight.
Well, we'll see.
If you're hurt, drink a healing potion.
Yeah.
We have. Oh, I have more, and I'm gonna press one against Bocek's side. And who else got really hurt? Drovar.
I have one. I'm at 31 hit points out of 40.
I can't reach Corporal, so.
No, I've got one, so I don't need another.
I'll keep that too.
How much does the healing potion that you give me heal for?
2d4 plus 2.
Actually, Bocek, I'm going to give you 2 healing potions and then run back to my hiding spot. So I'm just going to shove them against the side of your body and be like, here, take it, and then run.
And move those barrels in front of.
Yep. So that's what Drovar's actions have been, is to move the barrels in front of that door, in front of that the curtain. So if they come crashing through, at least I'll run into them.
All right. So barrels in front of the door.
Yes.
Okay.
I chug both and rage.
All right. So what I will ask is, Drovar and Bocek, put yourselves in a square where you're going to be. I'm going to see. We'll just indicate through this that this is where the barrels are in front of the door.
I Well, I thought we were trying to use. I guess we don't have time for. If we have time,
So I think we should. I think where DM is going, we put the barrels in front of the solid door,
okay.
and that way they come through the curtain. They have to open it, and then we unload, because they're going to be able to break through a curtain and barrels. It's a little bit harder to push open a door that has barrels.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, because you're only gonna have time to do one or the other. You can't do both. So where's it going? In front of the curtain or in front of the door?
Door sounds better. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're not gonna have time to like seal the door.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. So barrels are in front of the
so
door.
Yeah, I'm. Screw it. If they come bursting through, they're not going to see it. The last thing, I'm going to put myself right here. I'm just going to open the curtain and fling the head down that hallway. So if somebody comes running, they're going to run right into it.
Okay. So
you see it before they reach us.
Okay. Make a strength check for me as you just huck it down.
Yeah. I am not raging yet. I have one left. Saving it. Athletics, you say?
No, just a straight strength check. So D20 and add your strength modifier.
21.
Yeah, easy enough. You grab the head and you just huck it. And now that you've actually pulled this curtain back, you can see a little more, especially where you just hucked the head. And you can see that there is another curtain where the head actually hits that curtain, and then just kind of lands in front of it.
Flop, flop, flop. Yeah.
And now I would like for all of you to roll initiative, please.
Alrighty.
Because as that head hit the curtain, you heard a. Alrighty.
Got a present for you, little buggers.
Happy birthday!
Okay. Orpal, what'd you get?
14.
14. Drovar.
16.
Basha.
Sorry. 16 also. My dex is +0, so.
Okay. Bocek. What was that?
17.
17. Okay. Gotcha. Alrighty. All right. Start of the round. Drovar, you would probably be the only one that could hear this at this point. Actually, make up a quick perception check for me, please.
Okay. All right. 17.
17. You can hear what is definitely, I mean, at this point, you speak the language so badly, you know it by heart. You know what it is when you hear it now. You can hear goblins. And you can hear one voice above the other voices of goblins.
Sounds like a leader type this way, and I point south. I don't go that way, but I'm saying it's like I think there's a guy giving orders in that direction, just to let the group know.
And okay, so top of the round, Bocek. What are you going to do? It's your turn.
I'm going to delay my turn.
Do you want to hold an action?
Yeah, as soon as actually I'm gonna step behind Drovar, and as soon as an enemy is an eye shot, I'm gonna throw a dart at them.
Okay. I believe, what is the range for darts? Just I think it's like 20 feet or 30.
20 and then 60 in parentheses.
Okay, yeah. So you definitely can do it. Just if it's further than 20 feet, it'll be at disadvantage, just so you're aware. All right. Okay, so you're gonna hold your action to throw a dart. No problem. Basha. And Basha, as a reminder, you still have a invisible servant kind of like following you around right now. So let me just put a marker out so you can just so you are aware. Let's see.
Great. And I'm actually also going to hold my action to basically cast a witch bolt as soon as someone is within 30 feet of me. And I am 10 feet up, so they have to be like 20 feet from me, really.
Gotcha.
And as for the unseen servant, I'm going to go ask her to go stand. Actually, let me see. 10. Yeah, it's close enough. I'm going to have her go stand right next to Bocek to sort of like the help thing, like for to help him with the tax. So.
Okay, not a problem.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So that's Basha's turn. Drovar, it is now your turn.
All right. Seeing that I have just at enough hit points at the healing potion, I might as well drink it right now. So that's what I do. I'm waiting and just
Okay.
toss it aside.
All right. So 2d4
4 plus 2, you say?
Yep. And remember that's a bonus action when you're taking a potion
Okay.
for yourself. So you still have an action if you want to hold one.
Oh, maxed it out. I'm at full hit points. Wow.
Okay. Nice.
Oh, that was good. Okay, I am going to heft a javelin. Waiting. Something comes through there. I'm gonna throw it, but I'm gonna
Perfect.
hold that rage until they're on us.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Next up, Warple.
I have a question about this rubble.
Mhm.
Is it just piled up so I can get to the top?
It's piled, but it's piled in a way like the first 10 feet or so, you could definitely like walk up 10 feet, but then the rest seems to be, it's more vertical than anything else. So it does go up from that, it goes up another 5 or 10 feet. But you could climb it. It would definitely be difficult, as it's just mostly rubble and not a solid wall.
Can I
But you
just
could
hop
do it.
on top of it?
If you
Okay.
want.
I'm gonna hop to the top.
Okay.
I have a speed of 25.
Alrighty. So you hop to the top of this wall. As you get to the top of this wall, you can see that there is another wall that continues that seems to be like built directly behind this one, which is not rubble. It's just solid, but you're at the top.
From this perspective, do I see anyone coming? Do I see past the curtain because I'm higher up?
No, you don't, unfortunately. Not as of yet. Let me see. Hold on a second. Get that out of your way. So you can see there's another door, like directly down to it would be your right. The other rubble is a little higher, so you can't see past the actual curtain yet. But you can definitely see, you definitely have a really good perspective of the curtain and anything that might come through it.
I will take the hide action while up here.
Okay. So roll me a stealth check, please.
21.
Hey, 21. You feel like you're pretty damn well hidden.
Line up the perfect shot. As a bonus action. No, yeah. Bonus action. I'll have Teague also come up with me and hide as well.
Okay. So
You mean Knack, right?
Knack. God damn it. I have it written on my sheet as his skills or Teague's because they're the same number, but it's Knack.
Gotcha. Okay. Roll a stealth check for Knack, please.
Knack got a 7. It's rough.
7. Knack is it's mostly rubble up here, so she's having a hard time kind of gripping onto anything without it just sliding off and then kind of getting up again and trying to grab once more. But you also, let's see, you can now see a little more, and that's going to be there, and that has opened up to you now already. So that is your turn. It's now Gundren's turn. Gundren is just kind of like standing there with the shield, holding the short sword. He's got a grimace on his face. His one eye is still swollen. Puts his back to the wall. He goes, all right, I'll just let you know if I see anything. And he's gonna roll a perception check. And he's like, it's all clear.
Okay. I just call back and say, just check, like actually, like just kind of step to this barricade, up. Just check up there to see if they start looping around the outside at some point. If we keep them blocked off this way, they might try to come around and cut us off.
I'll have Key do that. Gundren, you stay safe. I'll kind of like whisper down.
Okay.
Knack will do it. Knack will do it. Don't worry.
That's fine too.
Did Frog learn invisibility?
A pebble kicks down. A pebble hits down.
Yeah. Alrighty. So next up, let's see. All right. Yeah. So first thing that happens is, let's see. A goblin comes out from behind the curtain. A number of you had actions lined up. So we'll just go in initiative order. So Bocek, you had a dart you were going to fling. It is just 20 feet from where you're at, so you will not have to roll at disadvantage.
19 to hit.
That definitely hits.
8 damage.
8 damage. As it comes through the actual curtain, this tarp, this canvas tarp, it looks down. It kind of kicks the head of King Graw, looks down, goes as the dart just enters its starting to scream mouth, and he just watches and just drops to the ground, unmoving. But then another one comes through.
Next.
Yep, and now that would be you, Drovar.
I thought Basha was ahead of me. Oh no, she's waiting for something to get close.
Yeah.
That's right.
No one's
That's right.
close
Never
enough
mind.
yet.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's an 18 to hit.
That definitely hits.
9 points.
9 damage. As it runs through, it looks at the body and head now, looks down, a little confused, looks up, just as the javelin just pierces its torso, goes right through him, and it just doesn't even have time to scream, yell, or make a noise, as it just leans back and is now just like kind of like at an angle, just kind of like curved there, as the javelin actually just is keeping it upright, but it's no longer moving and it's dead. And then another one runs through. And now that is you, Gorple.
I took the hide action. I didn't read any.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So another one runs through. It sees the bodies. It sees the head. It yelps and moves this way. Then this one runs through. Also yelps, runs this way. Then this one runs through. Is going to run all the way up to you. This one run through. Can't get past there. And this one is going to run through here. Then can't see these guys past that door. And then you see this larger goblin with what looks like a much larger sword pop through and then run to the side. You can't see him. So, all right. So the goblin that just ran right up on you, Drovar, pulls the curtain back, sees you, and is going to take a swipe at you with its sword. And that is going to be a natural 1. As it goes to actually tear at you, its sword gets caught in the canvas tarp, and it's just like and now it's just carving through the actual canvas, not even close to getting at you. But eventually, it does actually just tear away this canvas, so it's now dropped to the ground. But it did nothing. Let's see. The next one pulls out his short bow, and the one that's right behind it, and is going to take a shot at you. And that is going to be a 20 to hit.
Yeah.
And that is going to be 5 piercing damage as the arrow shoots and hits you in the arm.
Okay.
Alrighty. The one behind him, actually, it's going to do that. Move there. Yeah, and all right, yeah, that's going to be their turn. So now we get to back to the top of the round. Bocek. Bocek, it's your turn. Can't hear you, Bocek.
Oh, I was just gonna. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna throw another dart, I think.
Okay. At the one, which one? The one in front of Drovar?
The one behind that one.
Okay. Go for it.
That is a 26 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Hey, that's 2 plus 5 plus another 2 for rage, so that's 9.
9. The one you can see, this is the one that actually shot Drovar with its bow. It's starting to knock another arrow, and as it goes to pull another arrow from its quiver, you just throw the dart, and it right into its eye, and it just goes and it just hits the ground, no longer moving. Do you want to move, or do you want to stay where you're at?
I think I'll stay where I'm at right now.
Okay. All right, Basha. Back now. We're back to you.
I'm gonna drop my original action at this point because I don't think that's gonna happen, at least not for a while.
Okay.
Can I see in the hallway, because he pulled the curtain aside, right? So like I
But
can
yeah,
see that one goblin.
the curtain is down now, and you can see the goblin that's right in front of Drovar without any issue.
I cannot see beyond that though.
No, it's just the angle would be too awkward, but you can absolutely see
Okay.
that one in front of Drovar.
I'm not gonna magic missile then. I'll save that for a future time. I'm just gonna firebolt him,
Okay.
and then that will make me visible. Does a 16 hit?
A 16 does hit.
Okay, and a D10. That will do 3 fire damage. Not great, but something.
Okay. So your invisibility drops as you release the firebolt. The energy seems to come. It is strange now as you're holding Jan in your hand. The actual cover seems to actually get frost over it, and the frost actually changes into this blue energy, which then coalesces into your hand and then turns a bright red as the firebolt expends from your hand. Shoots the goblin, and it just like and it just like starts trying to put itself out. It's still up, but it is definitely took a hit.
All right. Then that is all that I do for now. Unseen Servant just stays there.
Okay. All right, that is Bosch's turn. Drovar, it is now your turn. Warple, you're on deck.
Okay. I will rage now and
Okay.
just use the axe just on this guy right in front of me.
Okay.
13.
13 does not hit.
Yeah. Too quick.
Yeah. So just it's like and just kind of dodges out of the way, still trying to put itself out. All right. You gonna stay where you're at?
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. Gorple, you're next.
All right, I have a crazy idea. Can I, in my stealthy advantage, jump over to the other pile and at mid-leap as I line up with the doorway, if there are any goblins through that doorway, take a shot?
Yeah. I will say yes. For because of the type of shot this is going to be, I will say roll me a perception check. This is going to be how accurate you can be because you can't see them just yet. So this is going to determine how well you're going to actually, if they're going to get basically from cover, they're going to get any bonuses from cover or not.
So as a master clanman of Lurky Pokey, I got a 25 perception. This is my specialty.
Okay. All right. No problem. All right. So you begin to make your leap. While you are in midair, because of that perception check that you made, what you see is you can see that the door on that side is wide open. And currently you can only see one goblin, which looks like they're in the process of continuing to move. But you can absolutely see him through the doorway as you're getting ready to take the shot. So make your attack.
I will take that shot. I'm still hidden technically, so advantage.
Yes.
Good thing. That was almost real bad. AC 21.
That definitely hits.
For 6 damage, and if he's still up poison stuff, maybe.
Okay, so you hit him for 6. And that's a DC 12, right?
12. Yep, 12.
Okay. Constitution, yes? Okay.
Correct.
And 11.
He will take 6 more poison.
So as you're leaping and you see his back, you take a shot. You take the shot and you watch as the arrow right into the back of his shoulder. And you go, ah! And he stops, turns around, looks at you confused, and then you watch as his eyes just roll in the back of his head and he just drops. As you continue to make your way to the next pile.
Yeah, I don't know what the next pile looks like, but I have technically 10 more feet in my leap.
All right, let me open that up for you. Because while you are on this pile, you now can see over the pile. And you can see another hallway. There seems to be 2 doors. One all the way at the end of this hallway, and one that is just like right around the corner from you. And then the other pile across from you. But you do not see any other creatures in this area.
All right. I quickly do a croak to signal Knack to attack the one in front of Drovar and then fly toward the outside to scout. So he's going to use his flyby.
Okay. All right, so roll to attack.
AC 16.
Yes, that hits.
6 damage.
6. All right, yeah, Neck. Just as Neck is flying by, like just rips the face right off of the goblin, and then continues on her way.
So DM, that is 50 of her 60.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna leave her over there, but she's gonna keep flying. If I don't order her, she'll take the dodge action next round.
All right, so
I'm trying to.
Are you? So she's going through the tarp that's there to the outside.
Well, she doesn't have to. Like, if she can fly over the rubble, she'll just do that. Like, I shouldn't have to disturb the tarp.
Okay. All right.
She can fly over Basha.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So, but what I'm saying is she's on the other side of the rubble.
Correct.
Okay.
'Cause I want her to keep an eye out if things are coming.
All right. So as that happens, as she flies out.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
The 3 hobgoblins who have been waiting outside to ambush anybody that comes out, who are holding their actions with their longbows, are each going to take a shot at her. So the first one, that's a 7 to hit. I don't think that hits. The second one is a 13. Does a 13 hit?
That will not hit either.
Okay. And then the third one, that's a 15 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. So Knack will take 4 piercing damage as the first 2 just miss her by inches. The third one does just pierce through her, through one of her wings, and she's
I gotta go. We got company. That's a pain scream.
Oh yeah, you definitely know that. Alrighty.
Yeah, she'll just keep flying 10 feet further up to be like, oh fuck.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, not a problem. So she's about so she's about 30 feet up already in the air. Alrighty. So that was your turn, Gorple. Gundren, it is now Gundren's turn. Gundren, hearing what you said and hearing what was clearly arrow shots coming from that area, he's like, oh fuck. He's just gonna run over to this side. Actually, he's gonna try and get behind the barrels, which are just right over here. And he's gonna use the dodge action while he's just kind of like waiting there. Alrighty, it is now the hobgoblin's turn. They are. All right, one of them is going to take another shot at Neck. That is an 18 to hit.
Yep, big hit.
And that is going to be 8 piercing damage.
She's up. She's rough. She's
okay,
up.
she's like, ah! And she's just like that. And now you can hear her like definitely in distress. Let's see. Yeah, they're not going to run blindly in there. That is their turn. Okay, next up, Bocek, you hear directly behind that door, where you put the barrels. You can hear. Well, first thing I'm going to do is, this is going to be probably hilarious. Yeah, you can hear, ow, fuck, in Goblin. Clearly, someone tried to get through, hit the barrels, and was not happy about it. But you definitely hear that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's going to happen. And then this one is going to run up to you, Drovar. Runs around the corner and he's going to take a swing at you.
Thank you for saving me the work. Come here, come here.
And that is going to be a 16 to hit.
Correct. Yes, that's a hit.
Okay. And that's going to be 4 piercing damage reduced to 2 because you're raging. And then he is going to use the disengage action and is going to run through this door. Makes it there. And you can still see him, Gorple, so he does not actually seem to see you at the moment. And runs that way. And that is their turn. All right, so back to the top of the round is going to be... Actually, Gorple, I need you to make a perception check for me, please.
Just an 11.
You can hear what sounds like through that doorway that you just saw that goblin run into. You can hear... That's it.
We got company.
They have a cave troll.
I didn't know they made them that big.
Okay, maybe it's a little one.
All right. Okay.
So I'm mithril.
All right, Bocek, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
Which way you want Bocek go? You want Bocek go deal with things hurting Knack or go towards other company?
Gotta clear the back door if we're gonna have to start backing our way out of here. If they come in and we're caught in between, it's gonna go bad.
And I am also way too close to them. I need to move.
All right, I go make a back door a little easier to get into.
Okay. So what are you doing,
Now,
Bocek?
Just to point out, technically, we don't know what's out there yet. We've heard twangs of bows.
Right.
We don't know there are specific, like how many hobgoblins. We just know something's out there shooting at Knack.
I am running right up to here, essentially across the two half rubble panels.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to take a swing at that guy right near me.
All right. So, but before that happens, they were holding their action for anything that got within melee range of them. And so you are absolutely within melee range. So that one is going to take his longsword and swing. You can only one of them is going to be able to do this. So the one right in front of you swings and does a 14 hit.
Just hits, yeah.
Okay. And he's holding it with one hand, so that is going to be 3 slashing damage on you.
Reduced to 1.
Because you are raging. And then now you can take your turn.
All right, I'm going to swing at the hobgoblin closest to me.
Okay. Yeah, the one that just swung that sword at you.
With a 24 to hit.
That definitely hits.
And that would be 8 damage since I'm raging.
Okay. Yeah, you hit him, and as you hit him, you punch him across, and he tries to block, like by putting his shoulder in front of you. And as he does, you punch his shoulder, you just meets, and you hear this large crack sound. And you watch as his arm just goes limp. And he's just kind of looking down at his arm, and like he's trying to get it to do something, and it's not moving. He's like, ah! And now he's just staring right at you.
Cool. With my other hand, I'm going to punch the guy next to him. I know this one's still up, but I figure if I injure enough of them, somebody else can clean it up.
Okay, go for it.
Wow, that's only a 12 to hit.
12. Yeah, you just as you swing, he sees the swing coming, and unfortunately, he just raises his shield in time, and you just boom, and now your knuckles are like it hurt. But yeah, so that is your turn so far.
And then as a reaction, I'm just going to yell, 3 hobgoblin!
Okay. You still have a bonus action.
No, that was my bonus action.
Oh, that was your bonus action. Okay.
Yeah, the second attack's a bonus action.
Gotcha. Alrighty. So that is your turn. Next up is Basha.
Do I think I can climb over this wall so I can be like over the hobgoblins? Like, can I see the end of the wall, or is it just like would I not be able to climb over it?
It's about another 10 feet. You can certainly try. But it is vertical. It is vertical, so you'd have to try to climb it. So
what do you want me to roll?
This is going to be an athletics check.
I rolled a 12. Well, let's see. It's probably +0. So yeah, that's a 12 to try and get on top of that.
Well, it takes you a minute, and it's a little like your foot slips because it's mostly rubble, and you watch as like a couple of loose stones just begin to fall, and you're just like, oh, and you just kind of stop for a moment, and then nothing else falls, and just continue, and you finally get right up to the top, and there is like a 5-foot gap between what's left of the ceiling and this wall, and you can now see down to where these 3 hobgoblins are fighting Bocek currently.
So Basha kind of like lays flat there, like so that she could, and like kind of pushes the spell book up under her chin so she can like spell snipe out of the little gap out at all these creatures, like either like yes, and like it's gonna try. Also she's gonna like have called to the unseen servant to be like, hey, come up this wall as far as you can with me. So it's like kind of between her and everything that's coming. Not that it can shield her, but you know, like just so it's like behind her.
Okay, yeah, it'll do its best to climb up the wall. You can see pieces of rubble just kind of falling away, kind of indicating that it is climbing, but you can feel like it's next to you. Yeah,
that's where I want it. Yeah.
Okay.
And do I still have an action even with telling the? Yeah, I still.
Yeah. That's the climbing was your movement.
Can I see all 3 hobgoblins from this position, or just the 2?
You can see all 3, but the one that's directly below you by Bocek, it's going to be difficult because there's so much rubble. It's almost giving it 3/4 cover. But you can see the other 2 very clearly. You have line of sight of the other 2.
I was just going to magic missile them. I'm just going to magic missile all 3 of them. If
Okay.
possible. I don't know how that would work since it's not an attack for the one that has cover.
Well, yeah, that it automatically hits. So you just cast it and
okay, yeah, so cool.
because you can still see him. Yeah, you can still see him. It's just if it was a ranged attack where you had to roll for it, it would have just increased their AC. That's all. But magic missile automatically hits, so no problem.
So that will do 4 force damage to each of them.
Okay, so the one in front of Bocek, the one in front of you, who raised the who's just like looking at his arm, trying to get it to actually work, looks up at you, gets ready to raise the sword in front of you, and you just watch as a hole gets blown through his chest, and he's just like, and just falls back. The one that raised the shield at you tries to raise the shield, but it is not in time, and just hits him square in the chest, and you watch some of the armor just get torn and pieces of it just begin to kind of fall away. And the other one you're not really looking at, but you can definitely hear behind you just takes that hit. So the other 2 are standing, but the one in front of Bocek no longer.
And you just hear Basha, like, from up above you really quietly, like, Nostrovia. And that's it.
All right. You can also hear kind of Jan is like,
very, very good.
alrighty. So that was Basha's turn. Drovar, is now your turn.
Okay, so Gorpal said something's coming. Was there any? Can I see from where I am? Like, were you pointing in a direction? Like, what? Do I get a sense of where this sound is coming from? Or what it might...
Make a perception check.
Okay. 19.
19. You can hear somewhere kind of in this area. You can hear and you can hear the goblins. But it's somewhere close to that where you saw those goblins kind of turn into that doorway. But that's
nothing visible at this point.
Nothing visible yet.
Okay. I don't want to get exposed out there. I'm gonna hold my action. Basically, the plan is if something, puts itself, like sticks its head out here, I'm gonna run up and take a big swing at it to start chopping at it. But I don't want to get down there if I don't know where I'm going.
Gotcha.
And
okay.
Things are still trying to get through this door. The only thing I'll say to Gundren is just, keep those barrels in place. Don't let them open the door.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're holding your action.
And otherwise, got my holding the axe and just waiting.
Perfect. All righty. Gwarple.
All right. I have a clear shot on that goblin in the doorway.
Absolutely.
Great. I take it.
Okay, go for it.
How does a 15 do?
A 15 just hits.
6 piercing, and I need a con save for poison.
All right, and that's going to be a 6.
And he will take minimum damage for 2 poison.
Okay. You watch as it runs through the door. You're a little confused, Gorpal, because as it runs through the door, its eyes go immediately wide. It turns around and begins to run back the way it came. But it is met by your crossbow bolt in the chest. As it looks down, it looks up, and again, the eyes roll back in the head, and it just drops to the ground.
Because I heard that large noise, and I'm assuming it is some sort of ogre, and the way that creature kind of looked up, can I get the inkling that maybe that's where that noise was coming from?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Drovar, I think it's coming through that door. It's going to bust through. I'm coming back.
I'm waiting for it.
What is it?
As I leap
I'll
over.
let you know when it
I don't
shares
know.
its head.
I don't like it. I don't want it behind me. I shouldn't have laid down. Oh no, I got to get up.
And then I go, Knack, press the advantage and help out Bocek.
Okay. Knack will absolutely get advantage for flanking.
AC 23.
That definitely hits.
8 slashing.
8 slashing. Bocek, you watch as Knack flies down and just begins tearing the back out of this hobgoblin, who's put the hobgoblin feels like absolutely he's protected. He's got the shield in front of him. You just hit it. It's kind of sneering at you, and then all of a sudden, Knack flies down and just begins tearing through its back, and you can just watch, chunks of flesh being torn out of its back, and he's like, and then just drops to the ground.
And then for her own safety, because she's not stupid, she will begin flying around the tower to get out of that archer's range.
Okay. So, as you... Gotcha. All right, so you can move that around that way.
Yeah, I imagine 35 just to get down to level, and then she has 25 left.
Right. Okay. Not a problem. Alrighty. So she flies around that corner. That's not going to be a problem. So that is your turn, Warple.
Correct.
All right. Gundren is going to continue to just take the dodge action where he's at, and is just continuing to kind of just hunker down and just wait for something to happen or not happen, as it were. It's about this point in time that Gundren, you see. Let's see, where is he? You see a goblin go ah, and just run past. It kind of runs past where you're standing, and then just kind of disappears.
So clearly running away from something.
It's yelling, yeah. And then
Right,
you see,
so I'm like, I see him coming. I'm like, yeah,
and then you
where
see
you
another,
going?
and then you see another.
Is the house haunted? What is happening?
Okay, so that's their turn.
There's more than one anthill in here, and we've kicked them all, boys.
All
Well,
right.
there were 4. I killed 2, so that's good.
All right, so top of the round, Drovar, Warple, you now can hear what sounds like wood breaking and tearing. And then it finally, as the tearing of this wood continues and then ultimately finishes almost as quickly as it started, you hear and bounding through this doorway is this massive creature, just like on all fours, just kind of making its way. It seems to be following the path those 2 goblins just took, and it stops in that hallway area as it looks towards you, Drovar, and then looks towards the way the other 2 goblins went. Looks towards you again, Drovar, and just begins to make its way towards you.
No, the goblins are tastier. No.
And Gwarple, you have a better line of sight of this. The creature itself, and as it gets closer, Drovar, you do as well. The creature itself, it's just this massive. It's about 8 to 9 feet tall if it were standing on its hind legs, but it's now hunched and moving on all fours. Its massive body, with it looks like it's a mixture of hair and feathers. The face itself bird-like, with this beak just where its nose should be, and as its mouth opens, these razor sharp teeth. There's, you can see what looks like blood covering much of the feathers, and it's trying to now squeeze through this hallway area, which for it will be considered difficult terrain because of it, just of its massive size. But it seems very determined as it kind of sniffs the air. It actually looks past you, Drovar, but is definitely coming your way.
Okay.
It used all of its movement just to get here up to you. And it stops, and it's right now it's just looking past you. Not, it's almost as if you're not there. But it's definitely coming at you.
Okay.
So, and it kind of stops, sniffs, and is now just looking past you.
Okay.
That is its turn. Bocek, it is now your turn.
I'm move over here to finish off this hobgoblin, hopefully.
Okay.
First attack is a 25 to hit.
That definitely hits.
9 damage.
Yeah, you just you can hear this sound coming from inside, and both you and the hobgoblin kind of turn, but before the hobgoblin actually returns its attention to you, you've punched him in the throat and you've broken his windpipe, and you watch as he just and then just drops to the ground, just trying to actually breathe, and eventually just stops kicking. And it's
Sorry,
no longer
Bocek no have time for witty line. I have to get going. Hear roaring noise.
okay.
And then I move back inside.
Okay. So yeah, as you move back inside, you see this massive, large, bear-like creature with a bird face, just barreling towards Drovar, stops for a moment and sniffs the air, and is now looking in the direction you just came in. Are you good? Is that your turn?
Yeah, yeah, that's my turn. At this point, I'm just covering Gundren.
Okay. So Basha, is now your turn.
Oh, okay, so this giant roaring beast just came in. I'm gonna be like, Gorble, talk to it, Gorble, please talk to it.
I will.
I'm gonna hold my action that if it suddenly starts like killing everyone or trying to, that I will, I guess magic missile it, because that way I can be further away. I'm gonna stay where I am, but I'm gonna like turn around, like I'm gonna shuffle on top of the rubble and just kind of like watch to see what happens. But I'm gonna hold my action because this is out of my wheelhouse. I don't handle giant beasts. This is a Gorble thing.
Okay. All right, no problem. You're holding that in case it starts attacking. All right, Drovar, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay. Well, I think the pre joining this group, Drovar would just like, oh, aren't you pretty, and just like gone for it. But he's like, doesn't seem to be noticing me, so he's gonna take the disengage action and back up to here. And it's like, figures, okay, if it comes at us, then Boshek and I can both pound on this thing,
right,
and just give it, back up and let it. Let's like see if it wants out.
Okay. All right. You don't want to hold an action or anything like that. You're just gonna.
I mean, that is my action. Otherwise, I'd back up, and if it wanted to attack, it could get an attack of opportunity. So I'm deliberately backing away.
Gotcha. That's right.
And
You
that is
disengaged.
my action.
All right. Gorple, it is now your turn.
Both of us have our back. We're both covering Gundren at this point and just waiting to see what it does.
All right,
Gotcha.
I clutch the the hunter's livery, and I begin reciting the ancient syllables that will talk to all beasts. The growls, the hoots, and everything together. And I'm going to use my primal awareness to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. That's your action.
I am going to move closer, even though that's dangerous. But I kind of like hand up. I go, we are friends. We're here to help. Your captors are outside dead. Eat them. Leave. We don't want any trouble.
Make a persuasion check.
God damn it. Why can't it be animal handling?
Because you cast animal friendship. You speak with animals. So you're actually talking on its level. If you didn't speak, if you hadn't cast that, it would absolutely be animal handling.
You're like, it's a useless spell then. All right. Well, then I got a 7.
7. Okay. You think you've conveyed the message. It's still kind of sniffing the air as you speak to it. It kind of turns and looks towards you. It doesn't say anything yet, but it just looks at you.
And then bonus action, I say to Teague, now that I can understand him or her, or Knack, fly around and see if there's anyone else flanking us, but stay safe. So I'm just gonna have her move her normal speed, but also take the dodge action, which
Okay.
is what she normally does.
So she's going to continue around that tower. Just open that up real quick.
I figured with her ability to screech, you can be like, people! And I can
Yeah.
do it.
No problem. All right. So yeah, so you're able to move her. She opens up that area. Perfect. Okay. It is now this creature's turn as it's now looking at you, Gorple, as you just finished talking to it. It just kind of looks at you and goes, I want to leave. Get out of my way. And it will continue to squeeze through this area. It tears through the actual canvas. It just rips it down and then continues on its way and disappears out of sight.
Are we sure we don't want to take attacks of opportunities as it passes us?
No! Leave
You
it
can-
alone.
You
Let
can
it just run.
you can if you want to.
I'm kidding.
All right. So that happens, it is now also the goblin's turn. Gorple, you see this first. You see 1, 2, 3. One of the goblins comes out from that doorway and just like, what the fuck? Sees you standing there, Gorple, and is now going to take a shot at you. That is
So
going to,
late to party.
that is going to be a 14 to hit.
That misses.
Okay. And then the larger goblin with the bigger sword also comes out. And Bocek, you hear in goblin, fucking owl bears, no good. And then he's also going to take a shot at you, Warple.
I could use some big burly protectors now.
Sorry, I thought they'd all run off. We're coming.
That's going to be a 23 to hit.
Oh yeah.
And that will be 6 piercing damage as he just shoots at you.
That's my move. That's my move. It hurts so much. Why would I do that to people?
And then he's going to run back into that doorway. And so is the other one.
Oh, they're playing hide and seek now. Okay. Okay.
All right. That's their turn. Bocek is now your turn.
Cool. I'm gonna head to that door.
They went that way.
Okay, go for it. 20, 25. Yeah, 25. That'll be 25 feet.
Cool. I open the door.
All right, so you open the door, and very surprised that you just opened the door. You actually see the 2 goblins that just came out and took pot shots at Gorple. They're like, ah! Just standing right there at the door.
In Goblinoid, what did you think would happen as I take a swing at the one in front of me?
Okay, that one seems to be the boss, the one that's been giving the orders.
First swing's only a 10.
Then he dodges out of the way, and your fist just right over his head.
Second swing's a 19 now.
Okay, yeah, that definitely is.
And that's another 9 damage.
So as he kind of gets up and he's like, turns around and wham, you just cold cock him in the face. and you watch like 4 of his teeth just fly out of his head. He's like, ah! Ah! And he kind of looks at the other goblin like, protect Yag! Protect Yag!
They're talking about the nag.
The nag! What, is there a horse? What's happening here? This place is crazy!
No, I think they said egg.
There's an egg?
Okay.
We got breakfast then tomorrow. Let's get it.
All right, Basha, it's now your turn.
Alright, I just kind of want to slide down the rubble to get on the ground. Athletics check, I'm assuming, to get down from there.
Since you're not climbing, this would actually be an acrobatics check, since you're just kind of like trying to slide.
Okay. So then that would just be a 9.
9. So you begin to slide, and you kind of like, okay, yeah, this will work, and you kind of slide on your butt. At the very bottom, you kind of hit a bigger rock than you expected, and you go, ugh, and you kind of fall over. You don't take any damage, but unfortunately, you are now prone.
I'm okay. So then that means I have to take the rest of my movement just to stand up.
Right.
So now I'm there. I can't see anything. I'm gonna be like, if there is eggs, save it for food. And then I'm going to just ready an action that if somebody comes through that door, I will hit them with my staff, like right in front of me.
Okay, not a problem.
In case.
Okay. Alrighty. So next up is Drovar.
Okay, so we're not hearing any further at the door.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I will go try to help. I'll check out.
Good, go get them. I will be right here.
Okay, so that's my movement. I can see.
Yes.
The guy who was saying protect Yag, protect Yag. I'm going to throw things at Yag.
Okay, what are you throwing at him?
I'm going to throw another javelin at Yag.
Okay, go for it.
That is a 16.
16 does hit.
Okay. I'm checking. Okay, it's melee damage that I get the rage bonus on. So 9 damage. To the top guy.
As you chuck the javelin at him, it's like, and now the javelin is sticking through his throat, and he just falls to the ground. The other goblin looks terrified. Bocek. Yeah. So he's dead. Anything else you want to do, Drovar, or that's it?
I've done my move. I lumbered over, just like, shut up. Okay. He almost looks bored. He's still raging, but he's just like,
right.
It's just another day at the office.
Gotcha.
I will. Can I pick up the bugbear's head, because it's just hasn't been the effective deterrent that I was hoping, but
yeah, you can pick it up. That's not a problem.
Bugbears with horns growing out of their head that often. I'm collecting them. I put it in the bag with the doppelganger head, and
yeah,
I'm just collecting them.
Yeah, collect your collection of heads, no problem.
It's not creepy.
Totally normal.
I can stop anytime I want.
Alrighty. All right. So that was Drovar's turn. It is now Gorpal's turn.
I imagine I can't get a clear shot on that guy through this doorway angle.
No, you would actually have to be level to where Bocek and Drovar are.
I hop into this room and I stab him with a short sword as I drag it across my skin. How dare you make me stab you?
So how are you hopping into the room? Are you just kind of jumping down and then running into the room?
I slide down and I move around him, and I'm like,
yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, not a problem. How dare you make me stab you?
I'm real mad at him because I hit him with a 24.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
This is all your fault.
Tiny.
I do 8 piercing damage as I'm so mad that they shot me with a goddamn arrow. So 8 piercing.
8 piercing. Yeah, you just. I mean, you doesn't even have to roll for the poison. You just stab him through the back. It's like, and just death rattles and is no longer moving. But now that you are in this room, you can totally now see the rest of it. Let's get that goblin out of the way, and then this narrow hall, this high narrow hall, looks as it might have been part of a chapel or a shrine. Angelic figures are sculpted along the room's upper reaches, looking down on the floor below. To the north, there are 2 heavy curtains that block a matching pair of archways. Between the archways is a cracked but ornately carved stone brazier. Warple, I need you to make a perception check for me.
Big bad 8.
Big bad 8. Okay. Yeah. So that's what you see in this room. Oh, also, and there's another doorway immediately opposite the one you just came in as well.
Is it opened or closed?
It is currently closed.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I stay here just because I'm not going to move forward without the team. But
Right.
I kind of look at Bocek and Drovar and go, I mean, that's all the goblins I counted that we've seen so far. I don't know what's next. And Knack is going to keep flying, but unless she shouts to me that there are threats on the outside that she can see, I don't really, I don't bonus action make her do anything besides do that.
Gotcha. Okay. Currently, it seems as though you are out of immediate danger. So, for all purposes, we are out of initiative.
Wee.
But you're not sure if you're out of danger just yet.
All right, let's meet back up in the room we'd prepare to make a stand in case we have to go back outside.
Well, I was thinking we
And then
should.
we'll decide what.
I mean, there are curtains up ahead.
Oh no, I agree. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page before we start wandering through this place. All right, let's just group up here for a second and kind of figure out. We got a lot of different directions to go.
Gundren,
And
come on.
Gundren, come
Yeah.
on.
Gudrun kind of hobbles over to all of you. And he's like, "Was that a fucking owl bear? What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
Where the fuck did that come from?"
I don't know.
Did it
But
say?
The building, obviously, duh.
He kind of looks at you and narrows his one good eye, Bocek. No shit.
No, seriously, I'm
It
being
came
honest.
from the south.
The south.
It
huh?
came from the south.
All right. Well, I don't know. Like, look, let's find that fucking map and get the hell out of here.
All right, why don't we? All right,
Sounds good to me.
I say we go back the way the owlbear came, because I think if they let it out, let's check that way. We figure that place is clear. That way we've got clear area behind us.
Also, I think the way those goblins were scared of that owl bear, maybe it was protecting something.
That's a possibility. In any case, they hoped it would take care of us, and while they snuck around behind or waited for that thing to do the job. So I think it was coming from this way.
I think it probably busted through this door.
Yeah, I'll come up to that door that's open, and we've been in here before because we killed a couple of guys. We hadn't been through this door, so I will come into this room and look south.
Okay. Yeah. So previously, when you were in this room, and the 2 dead hobgoblin bodies are still in here, and also a number of goblins in the doorway. So you kind of like step over their bodies, and you recall that, especially you, Gorple, because you were actually standing by that door. That door was closed and it had a large wooden bar across it. As you all step into that room, the bar is thrown onto the ground, and the door is not only open but seems to be ripped also apart. You can see just like gashes in the wood as well, clearly indicating that this is where that owl bear came from.
Good thing we didn't go this way the first time.
Yeah.
So as you make your way
Now
in there,
goblinoids all have dark vision. Is there any light in here?
there is no light in here.
Okay. So I will kind of take point and, at least at first, and look in there. All right, not seeing anything else, but room's empty.
Okay. I was gonna say from now on though, if you want, my servant can open doors if we don't want to touch the doors or curtains.
I'll keep that in mind. How long is does it have a name?
I should give it a name.
Bocek Jr.
Bocek Jr. it is. I'm not sure what gender, but we will just say it's Bocek Jr.
Okay. I'm going in the room to get away from this discussion.
Okay.
It's just like, oh no, we're not we're not having a naming contest. Nope.
So as you walk into the room, this clearly was a tower at one point. It seems to have collapsed so much on the interior that it's now created kind of a hollow silo at least 30 feet high.
Okay.
And the upper reaches of the room are just lost in the shadows above.
Okay. I want to check those arrow slits. Are they open or blocked?
They are blocked with rubble.
Okay.
Dust, rubble, broken glass cover the floor. You can see some old wooden work tables and bookshelves that seem to just have those large gashes in them as well. And just like broken and ripped apart. In the middle of the room, you can see what looks like possibly like the pieces of the broken wood from the furniture was kind of fashioned into somewhat of a nest. So that's pretty much what you see as you enter.
Okay, I'll poke around in the middle of that debris just to see if it was guarding something. Maybe it sat on it, but
okay.
It doesn't look like there's much in here.
Okay, make a perception check for me, please.
13.
Yeah, you start poking around. There's like a lot of feces, and you can see actual scraps of raw meat, large animals, small animals. There's bones, and you're just kind of like poking around, and you don't see much of anything in here.
All right, yeah, if it was guarding something, I'm not seeing it. I think this was just they kept him as a pet, or unleash if anyone comes calling.
Maybe it just moved in and they couldn't get rid of it. I mean, would you want to get rid of that? I wouldn't.
I don't know. I think they probably just either they found it in here and trapped it, or they lured it, captured it. I don't know. Certainly couldn't get out.
As you turn around, Drovar, and you're kind of like talking to Basha because she's still in the other room. You can see amongst the gashes in the door, there seems to be like a ripped up piece of parchment that is kind of like on the ground, but seems to have like it looks like it once was once attached to the inside of this door, but is now underground.
I will now head over and kind of, stretch it out and look at it. It's like, what do we have here?
It says almost like in backwards kid writing. In common, it says King Gral's treasure room. Like the R's are backwards. Room has one O. But it's like clearly like it was on the inside of this door.
Found the treasure room. I hold up the piece of paper.
Actually, that says Tresor rum.
Right.
What?
I think. My guess is maybe this was his treasure room until they got the owlbear. Maybe this thing was his treasure.
Maybe, or maybe this is so that they thought they could trick us with it, but it's on the inside, so that doesn't make sense.
Do you, Basha, can you make light so that we can search around this room a little better?
That's a good question. I don't know. I know.
All right, I light a torch.
I kind of just set the axe down and just to rest my head on it for a second. Is like, I got a really, really exhausting thought. Did anybody see if that owlbear was like wearing something like a necklace or a bag around his neck?
Oh, no, I didn't look.
I didn't see it, but oh no.
All right, so what are you guys doing?
Map's in there. It's gonna be hard for anyone else to get it.
I guess I'll search this room with this light to see if there is the treasure map
Okay.
that we're looking for.
All right, make a perception check for me, please.
Not 20 for 26.
Okay. So now that you have the torch lit and you're kind of like, you're actually, Drovar, you were kind of like, you didn't want to touch any of this crap. So you're kind of using the axe and just kind of moving stuff around. Gorple just kind of digs in and he's just like taking some of the feces and just throwing it. He's pulling some of the nests.
Yeah, don't forget that part over there.
Yeah. Yep. And as you pull away this nest, you do find a large chest that is just sitting underneath it. There's no lock on it. There's no latch, but it is closed.
I open it.
Okay. As you open it, inside there's a large pouch, and then they're like kind of hidden amongst like different pieces of like canvas. You find potion of healing and 3 scrolls.
I will hand the 3 scrolls to Basha, the potion of healing, and I guess look through this bag to see if it has anything of worth.
You look through the bag, and if you take time with it, you find that there are 90 electrum pieces and 120 gold pieces.
Basha, write this down.
I am.
No,
I really liked electrum.
no trace of this map that we're looking for.
Well, the scrolls themselves are tied up, so you'd have to open them up and see if any of these are the map.
All right. Well, Basha, want to look at the scrolls? They might be magic, so I don't really know.
I checked the scrolls.
How do you check the scrolls?
I will. I'm gonna open them and look at them, and if I can't immediately read or tell what they are, then I will ritually cast Identify.
Okay, so the first scroll.
So it'll take me 10 minutes.
Okay, so the first scroll you open, you actually do not. It's a little odd. It's definitely some kind of spell, but it's not something that you are 100% familiar with. It's very odd. So you take 10 minutes with Jan.
Well, okay, before she does that, I mean, okay, if it looks like she's settling down to do that, I will then, it's like, okay, let's start setting ourselves up in defense in case there's more of these guys. So Gundren, go down into the room with her,
right.
Valchek and I, and Gorple will kind of watch around so that nothing, we just don't want to be hit by another horde of a couple of these guys with some lucky shots.
Okay.
I'm going to move Gundren to one of the beds.
Okay. Yeah, as you try to move him, it's like, I'm up, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so once we do that, then it's like, okay, now take a look.
All right. So you begin your ritual cast on the first scroll with you and Jan. And as you finish, Jan kind of pipes up. And he's like,
Oh, no wonder we were not able to understand this one right away. This is not an arcane scroll. This is a for those of divine following. So this is a scroll of revivify.
Oh my, okay. This scroll is to bring people back from death's door. It's revivify. I can't really use it, but that's what this is.
Oh, my dad used Revivify once. Mom gave birth to 8 octuplets at once, die on operating table. Dad Paladin Revivify instant before any problems.
That must have been very... Yeah, that's a lot. Okay. Wow.
You open up the second scroll. This one you actually do recognize. This is a scroll of silence. And then you open up the third scroll, and it is not a scroll, it is a map.
I think I found map. Gundren, is this your map?
He kind of goes over, he takes a look. Hey, that's it. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Is that all? Is that everything?
No, like they took my gear, they took Sildar's things. But this is the
want
all.
us to look for it?
Well,
I mean, it would be great if we could find it, but I mean,
we find Sildar's things back in the previous place. We
Yeah.
found Sildar back in
Yeah.
the other. They hadn't brought him like the place they brought you. He was still there, being their punching bag for a while, and his stuff was still there.
well, if you just point of order, when you were back in Findalen, he had said that you had found his clothes, but he was still missing his favorite armor, his family sword.
Okay, so that also was taken. Okay.
Yeah, and that was
Well,
also taken. So he was
there is-
looking. He was asking if you, when you went to save Gundren, if you could find those things for him. That would be great.
Well, look, there's all these like barrels and things out in the main hallway. Why don't we check those before we go?
Let's
At
let's check rest of building also. I mean, what we have to punch a few more goblins.
Okay.
Works for me.
All right.
So I would say over the course of the next 20 minutes or so, you're able to go through like the barrels and the crates that you saw, and most of them are they're old, they're empty. They seem to just be remnants of what was possibly here when this was an actual active castle at one point. That's how old these crates and barrels look. Nothing that's actually within them. And as you go searching through the goblins' bodies as well, you really don't, they don't have anything of worth on them other than the bows and arrows. Some of them just very poorly made. Like they're made well enough to actually do a job, but no more than that, unfortunately. Let's see. On the larger goblin that you killed, Bocek, he does have this very, very nice leather apron. I mean, it's covered in blood and just like stains, and it's dirty, but it's actually pretty nice, and it looks like it's too big for him, and he just kind of tied knots in the straps to make it like shorter so it would fit on him, but it looks like it was made for a larger humanoid. And also inside of his pocket is definitely a chef's hat that did not fit him at all.
I would like to try on both of them.
Okay, the chef's hat fits you perfectly. It's like the big poofy chef hat, but the apron, like you would probably have to lengthen the straps a little more so if it would fit you better. But it definitely was made for someone of a smaller stature than you. But you can, if you'd like, make it fit you at some point if you lengthen the straps.
Oh, Bocek, that's lovely. Needs to press digitation though, just a little bit. Just get some of that blood off.
Can you make it fit Bocek with magic?
I don't have the magic to do it right now, but I can make it fit with like actual strings.
Yeah, I
Get
got it. DM, I'll just fucking find one of those goblins that was wearing shitty leather armor, and I'll take out my knife and I'll just fucking cut leather straps, and then I'll just tie 2 square knots to each end and tie it around him.
Okay.
Oh,
There you
look
go,
at that.
buddy.
All right, so yeah, that'll take you a while. It'll take you about like another 10, 15 minutes or so to do that. But in the meantime, like while all of this is happening and you're going through all these things and you're trying to make Bocek's new apron fit him, I need all of you to make a perception check for me, please.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Basha, what'd you get?
Yeah, that's a 9. I'm like, guess this would look good if we maybe we add some embroidery. Like she's like not even looking.
Bocek?
I got a 4. I am so happy with my new hat.
Yeah. Gorple?
I'm really busy. I got a natural 1 for a 7, but I would like to remind you that Knack has been flying around the castle looking for people.
Okay. Yes, thus far you have not heard any kind of screeching or alert as of yet. Drover?
So I'm looking at the front of the apron and try to brush off some of it's like kiss the coat. All right. Wait, what was that? As I rolled a 13.
No, it says
13.
kiss the goat.
Okay.
Goat. Yeah.
What's with them and
Okay,
goats?
I don't know whose that was.
Actually, that's enough. You can actually still hear, very, very faintly, the sounds of voices, but they don't seem to be getting closer.
All right. So they're checking this out. I probably am like on the map, probably the other side of the door, just standing there, just listening and nodding. I come in and see that the apron stuff. Like, well, I'm hearing goblins out there, but I'm not. They're not getting closer. I think they don't know what to do. Probably they're just milling about like ants, I suppose.
Oh, good. We can get the drop on them. Maybe they don't know we're here.
Oh,
they
they probably know we're in here somewhere, but they're not willing to come here.
Does it
They're
sound
not
like
willing to
they
take
are
a look.
hiding from us or hiding getting ready for us? Because those are two different things.
Either one. They're really good with the attack and run away thing and fill you full of arrows before you can even get close. That's one of their specialties.
Well, one says they're
I love
looking for
ambushes.
a fight. The other says if we scare them, they just run away and we get free reign of castle without risking stray arrow hitting a gumdrop.
We still
the
got
only thing
We found the map.
we haven't found the black spider though, unless that was the black spider. So that's my only fear. They might still be here somewhere.
I don't think that was the spider.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yep, that drow, or whatever the fuck it was. She was here for a good couple of days. She was working with the spider. She was trying to negotiate with Grohl. But
Negotiate what?
Negotiate.
yeah, negotiate me and the fucking map.
Oh.
Interesting.
So Grohl got you, but the spider wanted you, but he, Grohl was trying to hold out for better pay, I suppose.
I don't know, but she was here a couple of days and she didn't seem very happy about it.
And
Alright.
they didn't give any indication. So the spider's not here. And
Not that I know of.
But they got the map.
Alright, well then it's probably just goblins.
I mean, they did mention Gundren mentioned a priest that we may want to deal with.
Yeah, he said he gave Grohl usually he put his stuff in the treasure room or he gave it to his priest.
Well, we can.
Alright, so we've got a priest to go kill.
I mean, if he really is a priest, I mean, he's probably just a goblin who shouts random shit. Let's be real here.
Could be, but
I mean, I don't know.
hey, if you want
Who
to,
knows?
I mean, we've got the map. Yes, we should poke around. I suppose. I'm fine if people, Gundren. We can get you out of here and find you a safe spot to hold up until we've cleared the place, or you stick with us.
I'll stick with you. I wouldn't mind getting a little payback, if you will.
Yeah, wait a second. Didn't we find like a bunch of healing potions? This man looked like he about to fucking lose kidney.
I gave you 2, and I have 1, so if...
No, he actually, he still looks messed up, but all of his wounds have healed over. The, terrible bruises, the big black and blue bruises, have lightened. But healing potions don't instantly fix, really bad things, like broken bones. And you can see, his hands and fingers look very, very twisted and broken. So it's going to take other types of healing.
Yeah, he needs
to kind of get him
food and water and medical attention and time and the potion.
But he's no longer looks like he's in danger of falling over and dying. He's up, but he's just not well.
All right. Well, I say we let's.
I'll follow your lead, whatever you want to do. But we've got the map, which is the most important thing.
True. I don't like the idea of the priest guy, whatever that is, lurking around. But well,
I mean, that one room we kind of left looked like it used to be an altar or maybe a church or something.
Oh,
That's
but he's
some
back there.
angel stuff.
Let's go get him.
All right, let's standard operating procedure. We're in. You think these little fuckers could be anywhere, so we're no wandering off alone or any of that stuff, and we'll head
What?
back to that. Man, I can use.
So I will say that the hour has passed for your unseen servant Basha,
Oh, goodbye.
and it is now.
Goodbye, friend.
It
It's
is
all right.
faded into the wind.
We never knew him, never saw him.
Bye, little bow.
Goodbye,
Little
little
bow.
bow.
All right. So as you all enter into this room, just as Warple was describing to all of you, yeah, it does seem like this had at one point might have been some kind of shrine or chapel at one point. And you can see a cracked but ornately carved stone brazier between the archways. There are some heavy curtains that are blocking two identical archways as well. I need everyone to roll me a perception check, please. Basha, what'd you get?
13.
13. Bocek?
Nat 20 for 21.
Ooh.
Okay. Gorple?
8. I'm wondering what's up with Nak and why she hasn't returned yet.
Okay.
Distracting.
Drovar? 4. Okay. So, Bocek, you're the first one to see this. As you all make your way into this chapel area and you take and actually pulls you closer to its mouth with the one tentacle. You do take 12 12 slashing damage. And as it pulls you closer to its mouth, it's going to take a beak attack and try to attack you with its beak.
Could you make me a DC 12 con save since you touched me? And that's inappropriate. And I need you to be poisoned.
Sure.
That's what I should-
1 second. So the beak attack doesn't. Actually, it's 11, so it doesn't even hit you. But the con save will be a 2.
He is now under the poison condition, so that means he would have had disadvantage on that beak attack.
Okay. Well, yeah, he would have. Yeah, he missed you anyway with that. So, yeah,
Grievous.
yeah.
Ah!
And
Too close.
yeah, and as that happens, we are gonna go take our break.
Ah.
When we get back, we will see what happens with this creature in this area now. You have defeated a good portion of the denizens of this castle, but who knows what else is in here? So we will see when we get back. So stick with us, and we'll see what happens at the end, before the end of tonight's session. All right, everybody, we are back. Last we left off, this worm-like creature with mouth tentacles dropped down from the ceiling of this room and began viciously attacking Gorple. Gorple took a hit, thankfully. Many of the hits missing him due to his small and dexterous nature. And also the creature has seemingly become poisoned by Gorple as well, not knowing that Gorple is number one party frog. So let's roll some initiative.
That was awful.
Oh no. Gorple, what'd you get?
I got a 4.
Oh, okay, mine's not that bad.
Okay. Drovar?
7.
7. Basha?
9.
And they're getting higher. Bocek?
I was gonna say, you guys are not making me feel bad.
10.
Wow!
Wow. Alrighty. So at the top of the round is you, Bocek.
Before the monster?
Mm-hmm. Monster rolled shit too, so don't feel bad.
I'm just gonna stroll up to it and punch it in the beak.
Okay. Yeah, you see these 4 tentacles, just 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, just.
For my first attack, I got a 1 for a total of 8.
Yeah, it just kind of very dexterously just slides around your fist as you throw the punch, completely missing it.
And then for a bonus action, I'm gonna swing the fist that it slid around to the side, trying to hit it.
Okay, go for it.
That's a little better. 17.
17 does hit.
And that's a total of 8 damage.
Okay, as you swing and actually hit it, you can feel your fist hit its thick, rubbery hide. And as you do, you can see that it does take damage, but it feels like it doesn't take as much as it should have. And it only takes 4 of that damage that you gave it. All right. So next up is Basha.
Okay, so Pasha's gonna be like, too close, Jan, get us out of here. And as she says this to the book, her arcane magic kind of flows up from Jan, with again the frost turning into sort of blue fire, and it sort of like shimmers around her, and she just disappears, and then reappears right in front of the fireplace. She's like, I'm sorry, I can't be next to that, as I misty step over to the corner.
Okay. So yeah, so you watch as the frost turns into this purplish energy, and you just watch as it almost like a bluish purple ice cloud just kind of envelops Basha, and then it disappears, and then she just reappears in that same ice cloud right next to the brazier. Alrighty, so that's your action. You still have movement. It's technically
bonus action for Misty Step.
Oh, it's bonus action? Okay.
Oh,
there you go.
man.
So you have action and movement still.
I did not realize that was a bonus action. That's awesome. So then now,
Yeah, you just can't cast a full action spell since you use a real spell as a bonus action.
Mhm.
so what I have to use just a cantrip?
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna firebolt. I'm gonna try the D&D dice. Let's see how it does.
Okay.
Let's see if I hate it tonight. Oh no, I don't hate it tonight. That is a 25 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Cool. I firebolt the weird tentacle creature for, I can't see, 3 damage. 3 fire damage.
3 fire damage. As the firebolt leaves your hand and fires at this creature, it hits the hide and seems to have taken the full brunt of that that attack. And you can now smell the rubbery hide beginning to burn, and it does give off this kind of like tar-like smell as it burns.
Ew.
It's not great.
I guess we're not eating that. Okay.
But yeah, so you do have some movement if you want to take it.
I don't want to move in front of either of those curtains because I don't know what's behind them.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna stay where I am. No, actually, hang on. How much movement do I have left?
It's your whole movement.
Still my full 30?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Your Misty Step does not count towards your movement. That was just your spell.
I go and hide behind Drovar.
Okay. Like, just
Again,
run,
shrinking down, but really low, so like behind him.
Gotcha.
Like hiding behind his hair.
All right, fair enough. Alrighty, so next up is now Drovar.
All right, taking a swing. That's a 25.
That does hit. Yes.
I am using the tree-hating magic axe.
Gotcha.
In case the damage that affects the damage. 12.
12 damage. Yeah. Your axe does seem to do more damage. Not any more than it would normally do, but it does. You definitely did more damage than Bocek did. And you watch as the axe just kind of slides through the hide, and it now begins to kind of separate. And you can watch like this thick, gooey, like yellowish green blood just begin to kind of pour out of the side as it just like as it just now looks at you.
The sword! Use the sword, kid!
Alrighty. You gonna stay where you're at, or?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Gotta protect
Yeah.
Bosch. She's cowering behind me. I've got my job.
I
Okay.
hate that thing.
All right. It is going to see the one that hurt it the most was Drovar, so it is going to take its multi-attack at Drovar. So that is going to be 4 hits with the tentacles. And they are at disadvantage because it is poisoned. So the first one is going to be a 5. Does not hit. Second one, a 6. The third, a 5. God damn it. And then the last one, a 5. All 4 missing you.
You messed with the wrong party frog.
Seemingly the poison running through its veins is absolutely affecting its ability to hone in on its prey and actually attack. And so, let's see.
So, yeah, Drover's reminded of getting into a food fight in a noodle factory. It's just get off, come on.
It's like
Get back up onto the ceiling and we won't kill you.
he's trying to get it. He's like, and he's just, and just kind of dodging all of them. All right, and let's see. Yeah. All right. That is its turn. Gundren, it is Gundren's turn. Gundren, it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? He's just like sitting in the corner, kind of putting he's trying to put the shield in front of him, holding the short sword. He's gonna take the dodge action. just doesn't know. It's like it doesn't know what the hell this thing is. And yep. And now it is Gorpal's turn.
I like clutch my insides because they're trying to become my outsides, and I will whisper the true name of the wind, and I will cast Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
And I run the fuck away because I don't provoke.
Yep.
And from there, I level my crossbow and I fire with advantage.
Okay, go for it.
AC 19.
19 does hit.
I'm assuming you want the force damage separate
Um,
than regular piercing damage.
yes.
I'm
please.
doing regular piercing and force.
Yep, go for it.
10 piercing.
Takes half of that.
1 force.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. So yeah.
And then
so
I need another DC.
Constitution.
I need another DC 12.
All right. And that's a natural 20.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah. So yeah, you hit it, and it is bleeding from the cut that Drovar gave it. You watch as your crossbow bolt just embeds itself into the side of its hide, and there's blood coming from that wound as well. And it's just like, just kind of like looking at all areas now that all of you have begun to kind of move away in different locations.
I would like to peek behind that curtain.
Okay. You peek behind the curtain. Make me a perception check at disadvantage because you're taking a quick peek while all of this is happening.
That'll be a 16.
As you peek in, very quickly you see a stone altar standing in the middle of the room. It's covered with what looks like a black cloth. Yeah, and that's pretty much all you can see at just from that quick glance.
I'm going in that room. I still have 35 movement left.
Oh, so you're gonna go in? Okay. All right,
Yeah,
so
I just like look real quick to make sure there's no one right there, and then I'm gonna go to the other curtain, just so I can be ready, but not in front of it.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So let me open that up for you as you get in there. All right. So you can get in there now. Put yourself where you'd like to go.
Kind of scoot right behind this curtain, but I don't move because I want to be able to shoot out of it next round.
Gotcha. Not a problem. All right. Let's just I can take a look, see what it looks like. Alrighty. Excellent. So, all right. So that is your turn, Gorple. As you move into there, you kind of get behind the curtain. You kind of get in there. All of a sudden, second. Gorple, as you're standing there, you hear by your ear and watch as an arrow goes right through the curtain right by your face. You turn around, and as you turn around with a 23 to hit you, you take 8 piercing damage as from behind the altar, 2 goblins pop up with their bows that you didn't see, kind of crouching behind, and let loose with their arrows.
I scream, "Ah, we got company!" I'm at 2 hit points.
Okay. Okay. Then where is he at? Okay. Popping out from behind the side of the altar, 25, 30. Another goblin This one, he's kind of like in leather and like a leather robe, and he's got a large stick with it looks like a rat skull on the top of it. Comes running through, goes, "Leave my pet alone!" And he's gonna take a shot at you, Bocek, with his short bow. Oh no, no. Let me roll to hit you first. As a 15 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. And you take 7 piercing damage from the short bow. As he's just screaming and leave my pet alone. But now, Bocek, it is your turn.
Sorry. And I just fucking draw a sword on the pet.
Okay, go for it.
21 to hit.
21 does hit.
And this is the +1 sword, 16 damage.
How would you like to kill this creature?
Just kind of, I bring down the sword, close my eyes, open them. There's none of the goop on me. Somehow it all got on Gundren.
So, yeah, you, as the creature, you can see that its tentacles, while they're wide open, all 4 of them start coming towards your face. You pull the sword out. And in one swoop upward, you just dissect all 4 of those tentacles, and they go flying backwards and hit Gundren in the face. And then as you open your eyes, because you hear Gundren go, fuck, 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 you look as this creature is now like slumped on the ground, just and just bleeding out of all of the cuts from its non-existent tendrils anymore. And is now just laying there motionless, bleeding out. And you can hear the guy go, "No!"
I look at Drovar. I leave this one to you. I go help Gorple. And I'll take my movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, because I've got a movement of 40.
Mm-hmm.
And get right up on this monk and use my bonus action to melee strike him.
Okay, go for it.
Only 12 to hit, though.
Yeah, that does not hit, unfortunately. You come running up, and both goblins like, ah! Oh fuck! As you run up and you take a swing, and the one just dodges out of the way, drops its short bow, and pulls out its sword, getting ready to attack you. Since you are now the thing that's up close to them. All right, Basha, it is now your turn.
Good. So this guy that just came in the room, I'm like, that was a terrible pet, and I'm going to magic missile him.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 shots at him.
Yeah, go for it.
Or it. I don't know if I can tell its gender from here. I always roll the D. I don't know why I keep rolling the D20. I know what it is. So that is 4 force damage, and since it's at first level, 3 darts.
3 darts. Okay. How do you want your 4 darts to kill this goblin?
So basically, I'm gonna like pull out Jan and be like, yeah, that is terrible pet, Jan. To get rid of him, obliterate him, please. We must get rid of this choice in life. And basically, the arcane energies kind of flow out and turn into the purple glowing darts like they did the last time. And then basically, I'm gonna say the first one kind of like hits him in the shoulder, and then the other one kind of like bowls him over, and the third one literally just like hits him in the head. If it decapitates him, cool, it's force damage, so I don't know how that works.
Okay. Yeah, so it's very interesting. Yeah, so you start to release the force darts, and as they leave your hand, You watch as the first dart, as it leaves your hand, you can see the cold actually emanating from it. And as it hits him in the shoulder, you can see that ice starts to form on the shoulder and actually begins to kind of like work its way down his arm. And he's looking down, he's like, ah, ah. And then the second one hits him and hits him square in the chest. And as it does, you watch the whole chest begins to freeze over. And as the third one is released, by the time it's released, you can see that the ice is beginning to kind of cover the face. And as it hits him right in the face, you watch as the goblin's face just explodes into shards of ice and frozen flesh just all over the ground. But the rest of its body is still just kind of standing there in this frozen rictus, like a ice goblin statue without a face.
Oh, that's horrifying. All right, moving on. And she's just gonna start heading into the next room.
Okay. Alrighty. So next up is Drovar.
Okay, so that goblin is dead.
Very dead.
Oh yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I get there with my movement. I see Bochek is menacing these guys up at the top. I will throw a good old javelin at the guy on the right.
Okay.
I got a clearer shot on him. $15.
15 is their AC. Yep. So you just hit him.
All right. Max damage for 10.
All right. Yeah. So you see both goblins behind this, the altar are just kind of like facing off with Bochek as Bochek has just run right into the room. Doesn't even notice the javelin enter its ear canal and just kind of impale itself in the head and just falls over dead.
Cool. Yep. Just walk in. He's like, okay. he's like just not even breaking a sweat at this point.
Yeah. Alrighty. So that is your turn. Next up. Okay, so he's dead. Gorple, it is now your turn.
I clutch my stomach and I will level my shot before I run out of this room at this last goblin.
Okay.
AC 12.
It does not hit. You take the shot and trying to get around Bochek, but Bochek is just run up on him and he's able to dodge out of the way as the arrow's coming.
Cool. I move into the other room.
Okay. As you move into the other room.
And I will drink it. Yeah.
So are you going to drink a health potion?
Yeah, I'm gonna drink a potion of healing. I'm like, oh god, and then like pull out an arrow. I'm like, oh, this is the worst.
Okay. As you run into the room, you see this frozen goblin with no face. Where his face is just like chunks of red, and Gundren is just standing there, just kind of poking in the hole of his face, and it's just like, well, that's some fucking shit.
Yeah, she's an evil witch. Don't get on her bad side.
I feel like someone is making it hard for me to find boyfriends in another room. I just hear it from here.
Alrighty.
The opposite of wingman Gorple.
All right, so it is the goblin's turn. It's looking down at its dead friend. It's looking up at Bochek. It seems to make up its mind about something and just goes, ah! And just comes running at you, Bochek, to take an attack. That is going to be an 11 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay. And just like, ah! And as you come down, you just grab his hand and just push it away. And it just looks at you like, all right. Now it's your turn, Bochek.
In Goblinoid, I look down at it and go, "Where's all the good shit in here? Like people's gear."
We're rubbing off on him.
I know, this is terrible. I feel bad.
Make an intimidation check for me.
That's only a 6.
6. You say this to the goblin, and he's just looking up at you in abject fear and terror. And the small pool beginning of liquid forming around his feet gives you the impression that he's not really listening to what you're saying, and just seems more fearful of your actual presence and what you just did, and grabbing his fist and just his sword and just pushing it away. So he doesn't actually respond. You still have movement and an action if you want to take it.
I turn to the group. It's pitsing itself. Do I have to kill?
Or you can tie him up if you like. We're not
just
leaving
knock
him.
him out.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you shouldn't knock him out. We can knock him out. It's fine. Dwarvar, knock him out. Just, yeah, tie him up.
Okay, I'll knock him out. Don't worry, I'll knock him out. And I'm just gonna
his fist will do it better than the axe.
Okay. So roll for attack.
26.
That does it.
8 damage as I slap him in the back of the head, just trying to knock him out.
Okay, yeah. Without an issue, you just backhand him, smacking him across the face. He goes flying into the wall, and is immediately, you just watch as he just immediately just is knocked out. There's some blood just kind of trickling from the side of his mouth, but he does seem to still be breathing. But he's currently unconscious and bleeding out.
Okay, let's find that good shit.
Oh, well, okay.
That one was wearing nicer stuff, and he was yelling about. Now, when he was yelling about the pet thing, was that in common?
Yeah, that was in common.
Okay, it's like, well, had multiple. You could speak our language, so I'd say check him and see if he had any good shit on him.
Okay. So for purposes of this, we are out of initiative. We're out of combat. You feel like the immediate threat is over. And Bocek, you can see, like, where you're standing, there is this altar, and there's this black cloth. And as you're looking at it, much like the room that you checked before, there is just blood stains all over this piece of cloth. But there are also these 3 pieces of there's just 3 objects, like spread on this altar. You see a chalice, a knife, and a censer. And while these all are bloodstained as well, clearing off some of the blood, they seem to be actually made out of gold.
I found pretty things.
Oh, pretty things!
All right.
I'm like ducking my head back behind the curtain, being like, I've got to look at Frozen Man. Hang on, I'll be right there.
Alrighty.
So figure Pasha's taking care of that. I'm looking at the Frozen guy. It's like, all right, how do we get the belt off of him? Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it's not difficult. Like it's not like inches of frozen ice. It's just like a layer, kind of like a frost layer on him at this point.
Right. He doesn't just shatter as I pull the belt off. He just,
Yeah. It just, the ice just comes off. It seems like the effect itself has very, very quickly begun to wear off.
This isn't
I
Ice
eat
Wind
some
Dale.
Gorple honey and heal a hit point. And I feel so full. I still look really hurt, but I'm like, all right, I'll survive. I'm okay.
Yeah, we know. He'll, you're all right. All right, let's see what he's got here. So I'm searching, Ice Cube here.
Okay.
Nice,
Checking out
baby.
the shinies.
All right, so Drovar and Basha make investigation checks for me, please.
I will assist Drovar since I'm standing right near.
Okay, so Drovar, you can make it with advantage. Basha, what'd you get?
You said investigation?
Mhm.
So that's a 20, not natural.
Okay, Drovar,
With advantage, 8.
8. Okay,
The
So
other
you-
one was a 1.
yeah. So you begin to pull his belt off, and it's not even really a belt. It's more like a leather cord that's just tied around his waist. But you easily are able to yank it off. There are 2 pouches on his belt. One pouch, as you open it up, there's just kind of like this meat in it. Like it's kind of like very slimy, very. It's not exactly jerky, but it looks like it was on its way to becoming jerky, and it's just gone wrong. Like it's just off. But it's just like a pouch of this slimy, greasy meat. In the second pouch, you actually find there's some coin in there.
Oh, all right. I look at the coin, kind of jangle it.
Yeah. You find 9 pieces of gold, 2 pieces of silver, and 32 pieces of copper.
So yeah, I will bring the bag over to Basha and just like, let's add that to the total.
All right, I already split up earlier, so yeah.
I take that Goblin Priest cool ass hat because the figure looks like he's wearing a dope ass hat, and I need it.
Yeah, it's actually it's like one of those leather. It looks almost like one of those leather like Air Force bombers, like the World War II Air Force bomb, where like the flaps come down over the ears all the way down to the neck. And it's just like very, very haphazardly stitched. But yeah, you could easily take that if you like.
I would 100% take it. It looks really cool.
Okay. And he is holding also like a very gnarled piece of wood with what looks like a rat's head kind of like lashed to the top of it.
But this is not the mighty eldritch staff or anything like that.
I'll look at it anyway. But
All right, I'll set it aside for you.
I don't want that rat's head though. Take it off.
Well, it's part of the whole package. If you want to examine it, it's all up to you. Gorp, do you want this mystery meat?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, whoa. Let me put it down first. Jeez, thanks.
Well, it goes down easy.
It doesn't have teeth.
So Basha, with your investigation
Got my
check,
hand.
yeah, with your investigation check, as Drovar's kind of like, literally just kind of like ripping the clothes and the stuff off of this this goblin sickle, if you will. You kind of out of the corner of your eye, like where the brazier is, you catch this like glint, this ever faint glint, and you kind of look, and the first thing you notice is like the brazier is not lit and it's not even warm. It does have coals in it, but it doesn't seem to have been lit in some time. And as that glint catches your eye and you go in, you start kind of like clearing away some of the coal. You find this beautiful gold statuette about maybe 3.5 inches tall. That looks like an elf, kind of like with its hands prostrate looking up. And it is cloth and the clothing is crimson cloth. And it is beautiful and it is heavy. It is heavy.
Bochek, I might need you to carry this, but this is gorgeous and I kind of want to keep it. Look at this. Look at this.
Take a break from my thorough search of this goblin. It's like, but his teeth. Wait, what'd you find?
Look, it's like statue of elf looking up. Look at its pretty crimson cloth. Like, look at this. This is not... Goblins were not worshipping this. Clearly, this was something else.
No.
Maybe it must have been here before.
And as you're brushing off, like taking it out from the coals, like the dust of the coals doesn't seem to have clung to the statuette. Even the cloth that it is draped in, as you're just kind of like blowing the coal dust away. It is literally just falling away, and it looks spotless now.
And it's perfectly clean.
Hmm.
That's strange.
Does it taste like gold? I'm a dwarf. That's how we check for these things.
Don't lick
Make a perception check for me.
just licking elf statues. Come on.
I'm being respectful. I'm licking the back of his head. A 9.
A 9. You figure between the weight of it and the metallic taste to it, it's probably gold. Could be bronze, but you'd have to take a few more licks just to check.
All right. I draw the line at you biting its head. Stop it. It's gold. You're gonna put teeth marks in it.
The different metals give up. They succumb to different amounts of pressure. It's important. I tell you what. I'll just test one of the feet there. All right, here you go. Yeah, it's if it's not solid gold, it's it's pretty good. Odd that it's I noticed that we all noticed the dust like not clinging to it very well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll borrow it back for a second, dry it off on my clothes so it's not.
It's pristine.
Right. I'll take a little bit of the ash from the brazier and sprinkle it over, and does it kind of not settle on it?
No, actually, it just as you're kind of sprinkling the dust on it, it kind of almost it hits the statue, but does not cling to it and just seems to slide right off of it.
I'd like to make an Arcana check to see if I know anything about this.
Okay,
that would work.
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
There could be a little something special about this.
That's a 16.
16. You're not 100% sure what this is, but what you just saw definitely tells you that there are some kind of magical property to the statuette.
This is a magic elf statue, whatever it is. It's a little heavy for me. Can someone carry it? And then I will I will identify it. I need to identify that wand as well, so it'll take me 20 minutes. I don't know if we want to do that now or later.
I don't know. While they're doing this, DM, can I skin this Grix because it's a snake-like creature, so I could probably just get it off its own tube?
Sure. Make a medicine check for me.
You're the only one that's gonna eat that.
This will determine how long it takes you to actually skin it.
I got 14.
14? Okay. You can determine that it's probably going to take you anywhere between half an hour to 45 minutes to completely skin it. You can half that time if someone helps you. But that'll be about how long it will take to do that.
Okay. I mean, I'll begin working on it while they're deciding what they are doing.
Sure.
But I figured since its hide seemed very tough, that maybe making some leather or leather armor out of it would be beneficial. And all its beaks would make great shoulder pads. So,
Sure. Absolutely. Alrighty.
That's actually not a bad idea. Yeah, okay.
He's got a point on that one.
All right, I'm gonna
so
check out.
What about the other shiny things that you found? We've got this brazier.
Yeah, Bocek, as you bring those things over to them and you kind of lift them up, they're pretty heavy.
These kind of heavy.
Are these gold too, Drovar? Yeah, okay, you're gonna lick them anyway. These are dirty though.
Yeah, these are bloodstained. There's definitely, especially the knife. The knife itself also seems very well used. It is the blade itself is bent in many places and chipped, but definitely still does seem to be gold.
Okay, yeah, I'll ask her to clean those, with her little magic cleaning thing, and then I'm like, okay. So the dagger doesn't. I mean, it's a gold dagger, so it's ceremonial at best, and maybe does it even really have an edge at all?
All of these pieces definitely seem to be ceremonial in nature. The knife itself does have an edge to it, but it seems like over time it's been used, and you can see that the actual the tip is actually bent completely, and the edges are very, very dull. But it doesn't look like that stopped it from being recently used.
Yeah. If you hadn't frozen that guy Shug, it'd kill him for doing this to that poor dagger. I do have proficiency in religion. Do these seem to be implements like of a set, or are they like? I mean, they look too nicely to be goblin made. So I'm curious where they came from.
I will say, yeah, make a religion check for me.
13.
As you're kind of looking around and making note of this, kind of looking at the pieces, and then you start looking at the architecture, and you can see some of the reliefs on the walls here are like angels. They seem to be kind of like angelic in nature, but each one of them is a little different. Time has worn them down to a certain extent, so you don't see a lot of detail, but the detail you can make out from both the pieces that you're holding and these reliefs around the wall is that a number of gods were actually worshipped in this specific area. Specifically, Agma, the god of knowledge, Mistra, goddess of magic, Lathander, god of dawn, and Tamora, goddess of luck. What that tells you mostly is that the construction of this temple, and most likely this castle, was by humans and elves in the past.
So a multi-denominational chapel, different.
Pretty much, yeah.
Used for different things.
Universal chapel of whatever we're in. I don't know where we're at.
Huh. Are any of them specifically now the cleric who was back in Phandalin was Timora as well, was she not?
Yes, she was.
Okay. Are any of these a Timoran item?
The chalice does seem to have the impression is mostly towards the bottom where it's not worn away the way the rest of it is. That does seem to be the symbol of Tamora.
I think that that young lady back in Phandalin would fancy this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you see, you've got a couple of symbols there. Those little two squares. I've encountered this one. Those are dice. For luck. This is Tamora, the luck goddess.
Oh, then yeah, that sister would really like this probably.
Me and the lads, we would they'd pray to her every time their luck went bad. Didn't always help them, but they tried. So yeah, it's all different deities that were worshipped in here. It looks like these were left behind and the goblins tried to make use of them. I don't know if they're desecrated to be the word, if they're bad, that they've got the blood and been used for other things.
Yeah.
But I'd say bring them back to her and see what we can get for them for, getting them restored, and maybe somebody would want them.
Yeah, none of you can undesecrate something, right? Because I can't do that.
Shug probably could have, but
of course
we'll have to see if we come across cross paths with him again. But they might find use for it. I figure whoever's faith, like I hold up the censer, it's like figure out whose faith this was for. They'd probably want it back more than just anybody.
Yeah, that sounds good to me, and I will figure out statute too.
Bocek. So as you had brought over some of those pieces to them, you had grabbed a piece of the black cloth and kind of pulled some of it off of the altar. And as you do, the altar beneath you can see where blood has kind of seeped through some of the cloth onto, and the altar itself seems to be stone. But you can actually see that the top of this altar is slightly askew. Do you begin to push? Make a strength check for me.
$18.
So Drovar and Basha, as you're kind of discussing, the origins of all of these things. You hear behind you, and you watch as Bocek, one-handed, is kind of pushing the top of this altar, which seems to be actually moving very easily under his grasp. Just kind of pushes it over and just falls over the top. And as you look down inside, you can see what looks like this beautiful silver armor. And there is kind of like there's an impression that you've actually seen before on the left breastplate of this armor, which looks like the symbol of the Lord's Alliance. And there's also this beautiful long sword that is kind of like wrapped next to it as well.
Well, look, there's still their stuff that he's missing. Well, I'm sure he'll be very happy to see this. We should take it back to him and be nice.
Is this really Sildar's stuff? I mean, like
It's gotta be. Look at
Well,
that.
no,
Look at that. See the symbol?
Well, sure, but the Lord's Alliance has been around for a while. It's like, will the goblins just stick it in here? I mean, that's
Well,
heavy.
they did say they gave it to the priest, right? So maybe.
Drovar, as you kind of pick up the armor and you're inspecting it, you look in the back, like around the neck area, and actually carved in the metal on the inside, it says "Property of Sildar Hallwinter."
Probably puts that on his underwear too. All right. Well,
What's so funny? My mom does the same thing to my clothes.
Oh.
why? You can't read.
I could read a little.
Right. On that note, let's.
So about this time, Gorple, you have been able to carve out what you can of the Grick hide. You definitely, I would say that altogether you have about 10 pounds worth of Grick leather hide. And you were absolutely able to pull carve off the beak. The tentacles, unfortunately, were not able to be recovered, as Bocek did slice them off. And the whole time, Gundren's just watching you and just kind of shaking his head, is like, do we have everything? Can we go now?
You could have helped, but that's fine. All right, whatever.
And he kind of holds his hands up with his broken, gnarled fingers. He goes, I don't really think I could.
All right, that's fair.
All right. So are we done?
Well, there's more of the place to check out, but we've got what we came for. We found the priest
can
and we
go.
found the treasure chamber.
Oh, like I said, I'll follow your lead. Just you let me know what we're doing next.
How much bigger is this place? Probably pretty big, right?
I will say, yeah, you've actually, for the most part, you've taken out, I would say, 3/4 of the castle. You have inspected and been in most of the areas. There's only a few sections that you have not encountered yet.
Right,
I'll call back Knack to see if she is still around.
You begin to kind of call out for her, and about 15 minutes later, you do hear in the distance, "Ah!" And then about 5 minutes later, she does fly back in. You actually see her kind of awkwardly just kind of along the floor, kind of walk through the doorway. And then as she enters this large hallway, just this large chapel area, she and then begins to fly.
I'll be like, did you see any more goblinoids when you circled the castle? Tap twice for yes, once for no.
She taps twice onto the floor.
Okay.
And then she looks at you, and then she goes, and she kind of vomits out onto the floor, and you see 2 little goblin fingers just fall to the floor in front of her.
Sounds like a cat coughing up hairballs in the other room. I wonder what that was.
I don't know, but I heard him making that weird screaming sound, so I'm guessing
it's
his
probably
pet's
Knack.
back. I'd hope so. Unless, how many more of those things you think he could just pull out of his wherever?
I have no idea. I'll have to ask him sometime.
I'll just wait.
Since
and
it took 20 minutes, for Knack to come back, can I have identified those two things in that time, or that was like during all of this that was going on?
Oh no, you could have taken the time to do that. That's not a problem.
I'm gonna do that.
So, as you're you're trying to identify both the staff that the little goblin was holding and the statuette. Are you ritual casting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's gonna take 20 minutes to do that.
So as you're doing that, the first thing, Jan, is the staff, and Jan just you can hear Jan in your head.
Unfortunately, Basha, this is just a stick that the goblin was using. I maybe as focus, but without the rat head, I think it is worthless. But even with rat head, probably less worth anything. I am sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was trying to ease the blow. I am sorry.
So, but with the second, with the statue, as you finish the second round of identify, and your eyes and Jan's eyes flash together.
Oh, this is very interesting. This statuette is imbued with divination magic. It is, if a non-evil creature holds the statue and asks a question, you will receive a telepathic response, but it can only be used once in this way. Otherwise, it is just a very, very beautiful solid gold statuette.
That is amazing. We're definitely going to hang on to that for a while. And you hear her saying this out loud.
Yeah, and so it's like, holding on to what?
Okay, so that statue is divination magic. So, like, if we want to ask it any question, it can answer it once, but it can only be used once. So we're probably going to want to save it for, like, a major event or something that we really need to know.
Any
So-
question?
I mean, yeah, but you're not going to ask it, like, where's the best place to get cheese or something. Like, you should really use it for, like, something big. Like, I'm not gonna hold it while I'm asking this, but, like, where's the black spider right now or something like that. Like, that would be a great use of that, but I don't think we should.
So
I was more thinking who's gonna win the Battle of the Forges back home next year. There's a lot of betting.
I mean, it
on
is
that.
divination. I guess you can ask a future question like that, but okay, that's still not a good use. That's just as bad as asking where's the best cheese to be had, or like where can I find my future lover.
Yeah, but we could do a lot of good with that money. It'd be a lot of money.
All right, I collected all the brains.
Gross.
What? How else am I going to clean this hide once we get a place to stay?
So just so you're aware, Basha. So, just from a technical standpoint, when you actually ask questions using the statue, it's as if you're casting the spell augury.
Augury,
So,
thank you.
yeah.
Oh, so it's just the wheel or woe thing. It's not like the
Right.
whole. Okay, so
Right.
yeah, so actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's more like you can ask it if something's gonna have a good outcome or a bad outcome. So yeah, I guess for your betting pool that would be great, but like, it's not gonna tell us like specific things. So I can't say where's my future lover living right now. It's not gonna tell me that, unfortunately.
All right. Well, okay. Well, yeah. It's like, would it be better to go down the hole now or later? Or that kind
Yeah,
of,
and
all
it'll
right.
be like it'll tell us weal or woe, which is like a good thing or a bad thing, basically. Or like non-committal answer, which is the worst kind. It's like sometimes you shake it, maybe it'll give you a better answer, but no. You have no idea what
Reply
I'm talking
hazy,
about.
ask later.
Yes, exactly. Reply hazy, ask later. But they can only do it once, so then you've wasted it at that point.
But then you gotta summon the statue.
I bet your wizard mafia would want it.
Else.
Yeah, they're not getting it. This is mine. I found it, okay? We're just not going to tell them we found it. That's how that's going to happen.
I'm sure they already know there's something else you've got.
That's right. Well, it's probably something they gave me. Maybe it's like on my person. I'm gonna have to like
book.
check out my whole outfit later.
It's your
No,
book.
it can't be on. Jan, tell me it isn't so.
What? What am I saying that is not so? What is
Are
happening?
you talking to the wizard mafia back home? Please tell me you're not.
Basha, I really do not understand what you are talking about. What is Wizard Mafia?
Ask statue.
Okay, never
Ask
mind.
statue.
Why would they ask? No,
wasting
don't
it.
ask the statue. Don't waste it. I'm gonna wrap it up. You know what? It's heavy, but I'm gonna carry it because I don't trust anyone else with it but me, and I'm gonna put it in my bag.
I know better not to waste a question like that. Of course, the answer is yes, and the book wouldn't tell you even if it knew, because he's working
No,
for
I
them.
don't think
Just
he
like-
does know.
Just like
I don't
Hank the
think he does
Warhorse.
Oh, maybe Hank is working with them.
Well, fortunately, Hank's not here to hear about this. Now, are we gonna?
Because he would just get mad and bite us or something.
Are we checking out the rest of this place? No, Nax said there
We're
was more of
almost
them.
done. We're almost done. I feel like
She
we should
said
just
when
go
she
and get
circled
rid
the
of rest.
castle that there were some goblinoids left. I couldn't tell you numbers.
Well, for the sake of
figured it.
expediency, Gorple, you definitely get the impression that while there were goblinoids around, that her hawking up the goblinoid fingers was letting you know that they're probably not there anymore.
Mostly gone, likely.
Yeah, and as you do explore the rest of the castle, you do find two goblin bodies that seem to have been torn apart by Knack. But you also see what seems like what looks like the fleeing of a few. In fact, setting off a pit trap in one of the rooms, outside one of the rooms, in their attempt to flee. And some of them fell into it and were killed immediately by said trap. And the rest, and as you explore the rest of the castle, you do find that you have cleared pretty much everything
All right.
from the castle, found everything that you could probably find, and have successfully at this point saved Gundren and retrieved Sildar's belongings.
Ooh.
Then we'll start heading back to
Yeah.
our campsite, and we
Bosch
have a
is-
cart to load the dwarf and the loot in, and then
But
Acha can just trot along with the rest of us.
yeah, exactly. Basha's gonna like scratch at some of the mineral on the wall. Like, there's no more gold here, really? All right, whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm not mad. Maybe a little mad. It's all right.
Wojciech think maybe sleep for a week when we're done.
Oh, we'll definitely take a rest when we
Bojack, how's this vacation treating you? So much easier?
Yes, it's about as difficult as bartending.
Look, I was in that
As-
bar. It looked like a shithole, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, as difficult? What has happened in that bar?
How many times have people tried to
Go
kill
check
you by like
for-
stabbing you in the back and monsters coming up out of the basement in the bar itself, you know?
I mean, only monsters coming up out of the basement only once. Basha and Gorple there for that.
Oh, right, that's right. Yeah, we were.
We fought a rat that had
But,
a human hand. It was crazy.
Yes,
What?
but
You found
no,
what?
the
Long story.
Rat with human
long
hand.
story.
not important. Most dangerous part of bartending is people make you try to count money, and the dangerous and difficult. And every time I think, I ouch.
Well, that's what we've got Boshi here for. She likes that sort of stuff.
Yes,
I do. Also, I will tell you later how much everybody gets.
I had to do that on the own bartender. Very dangerous work.
So
People
at-
will stab you over money, so.
So
oh no,
at-
nobody threatened me.
Well, they probably just took whatever you gave them and just didn't say anything, It's fine. Yeah.
So as you all begin your journey back to your camp, you make it to the camp without any difficulties. You can see that Gundren is very visibly relieved to no longer be anywhere near that castle. Is thankful to be rescued and to also be taking a rest that is not going to be fraught with beatings or other such dangers. And you all also begin to have your rest as well after a very hard fought rescue. And now you're just a little bit closer to figuring out what the Black Spider is really all about. And that is where we're going to end for tonight.
All right.
Yay!
Great game, guys. That was great.
It was fun.
You got Gundren. That's awesome.
Yay!
Yeah.
Everybody's always half there like, yay, we got Gundren.
Okay, woohoo.
Yay.
I took surprisingly little damage. I know it was my turn not to be hit a lot.
Yeah.
Wait. You all took damage? What?
I tried really hard not to. It did not work out for me.
I'm pretty okay on health, but I am like tapped on abilities. Like I scrolled down while I was fighting. I'm like, what do I have left? Check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I had like first level left at this point. It would have gone fine for me.
Level 3. Level 3.
I was at
Oh, wait, are we level 3?
Yeah.
We are level 3.
Speaking of which, congratulations, you are now all level 4.
Yes!
Yes!
Unlimited power.
I can finally pick up level 3 of monk.
Unlimited power. Oh my god, that's great.
Pick one of
The happy
barbarians?
sky clown will at last descend to you to give.
Oh.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, so so what we can do real quickly is we can roll some hit points, and then we can close out for the evening. So you're just gonna roll one of your hit die. You can re-roll ones, and just add it. You're gonna add it to your rolled HP. So whatever the number is in your rolled HP, you are going to just add it to that number. So if it's an 18 and you roll a 4, you're going to just make that a 22.
Wait, I'm sorry. Oh no, go ahead.
Your Constitution modifier is already automatically added once you go to the level 4. Once you click on level 4, it updates that as well. So Basha, what did you get for your roll?
I'm trying to see where my. I'm assuming it's a D6.
Yeah, your hit die. Your hit die as a wizard is D6.
So I rolled a 4. So then, what do I do now to? Add it in?
So you're going to go to where your HP is, with essentially where you level up. When you go into the manage HP, the box that says rolled HP, that you're just going to add that number to that. So, Bocek, what'd you get?
8.
Nice, very nice. Gorple,
I also got an 8.
very nice. Drovar,
Okay, here we go. All right, a 9. Okay.
awesome, great rolls, guys. That's great. All right, so just add that to your rolled HP. When you click on level 4, your Constitution modifier, if you have one, automatically will update that too, so you don't have to even worry about that. And that's it. And then over between this week and next week, you pick whatever abilities or skills that you're going to get, and we'll see what happens next week when we get back together.
Bum bum bum.
Bum, bum, bum. So thank you everybody for joining us for the the adventure through Cragmaw Castle. Let's do some quick shout outs. Revan Tatsu, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you for following. I hope you enjoyed the game, and I hope you continue to enjoy what we do. Lady Poopsie, thank you so much for the raid. Appreciate you. Ocelotus, thank you so much for gifting tier 1 subs to Aspiring Adventures and Masushi Boomfist. Thank you so much, and enjoy those emotes that you get with the sub. I had fun getting them made and making some of them. And Grant Wilson, thank you again for the resub for 3 months. Grant, thank you so much. And by the way, Grant Wilson, for those who don't know, has done many of the amazing promos that you've seen for not only Lost Mine of Fendelver, but for our Wildmount game on Thursdays, for Magic. Some of the promos that you saw during the break were his doing as well. So Grant, thank you so much for that. You're awesome. And for those who are interested, you can follow him at Grant Wilson 88. He's also on Twitch, streaming a number of games as well. Thank you to our patrons who have allowed us to do so many new things, and we're going to continue to do new things. I can't wait for all of you to see all of the cool things that we're going to be doing in the future. Not just a Monster Hearts game. No. We're just at the tip of the iceberg of stuff right now, folks. But thank you so much for watching us. Thank you to my players. Again, I really do feel blessed to kind of get the opportunity to run this game for you. So thank you so much for that opportunity. Thank you so much to my mods, especially my super mod, Mama Shady, my wife, for kind of putting all of this together and talking with it, folks in the chat, and doing the mod thing, which is like still kind of flies over my head these days. But she has become super mod since we started streaming. So thank you so much for that, honey. I appreciate you. And again, thank you everybody. Appreciate all of your support. As we close out for the evening, we are going to raid someone who is a supporter of the things that we do. Also tends to be really awesome people. We also try to raid awesome people and kind of share the love that we received over the course of the evening. So right now, we're going to raid a good friend, Two to Your Head, who is currently playing Grand Theft Auto, but he is on the roleplay servers, folks. So if you didn't get enough roleplay over the course of tonight, and you're looking just for a little bit of a different flavor, you're going to get it by watching Two to Your Head. Please show him some love. He's been doing some amazing things on his stream. He is also an amazing supporter, a really great person, really great father, and really great dad. So please show him that love as we close out for the evening. And remember, take care of yourselves, take care of others, be good to yourself, and be good to others as well. Till we see you next time.